Thank you. So guys, let me ask you something. Why do companies deploy code hundreds times per day? While in other cases, lots of people or companies are struggling to release once in a month even. The answer is DevOps. As most of you know, my name is Aradhya Singh, Azure Cloud Computing and DevOps mentor with the 20 years of experience in IT industry and working on Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing since last 15 plus year and providing this type of training and certification since 12 plus year. And today I will show you how Azure DevOps and Terraform make that speed possible. What is the market trend? How things are working? What are the different activities are available in market? So all these we are going to discuss today in the live session. So the agenda for today is Indian market overview, DevOps trend and demand, Terraform trends and demand, salary benchmark, top companies hirings and career roadmap and key skill. So this is the agenda for today. So guys, I'm assuming most of you know in India is one of the biggest IT market. As of now, close to 6 million IT professionals are working. Exact number is somewhere between 5.4 to 5.6 million IT professionals are working in India. And the growth is 8%. Yearly growth is 8% here in India. If I'm talking about the total IT revenue from Indian markets, a 9.3 plus billion dollar in even in last year. And if I'm talking about the Azure adoption, it's a 45 plus percentage. And what you can do, you can check on Naukri portal. On Naukri portal, you'll get several type of opportunities that are available in a market for IT professional. I'm not talking about the specific for the DevOps, but for the cloud or everyone please go on mute. Everyone please go on mute. If you have any question, then you can unmute and ask your question. Perfect, thank you. So guys, you can check Naukri portal. There are several job portals are available in India. Overall, you'll find few lakhs opportunities are open. If you check the market trend in a cloud and DevOps, so first just wanted to tell you, DevOps is nowadays DevOps is part of cloud. So, or I would say this is one of the cloud-based service which is mainly used for CI/CD pipelines. This is used for the code repository. This is used for multiple purpose. So there are two types of DevOps platforms are available in the market. One is open source DevOps. If you're planning to go with the open source DevOps, you have to learn multiple tools and technology, which is time-consuming process. And it's not easy to learn multiple technology at the same time. Same time, parallel to the open one, we have another DevOps platform available from the Microsoft, which is called as the Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps is one of the integrated service available in Microsoft Cloud Computing, which you guys can use if you're working as a data engineer, software engineer, you're working as an architect, you're working on any other profile. Doesn't matter what is your background. If you're working on Databricks, which is third party, if you're working on Data Factory, MS Fabric, Java, .NET, PHP, Python, any other programming language you're using, or maybe you're working as an admin, you're working as an architect. So Azure DevOps is not specific for the developers only, it is for all. If you can check the job portal, almost in 60 to 70% jobs, one line will mention DevOps. In fact, if you're learning any other platform, like you're learning MS Fabric, Databricks, or Data Factory, when you go for the interview, one common question will be asked: how much exposure you have in DevOps? Similar questions are asked from a person who is from the development background, especially software engineers or admins. So nowadays, DevOps is not good to have. DevOps is must to have for the IT survival. Year 2026, or in fact, since last 6 months, whatever is going on in IT ecosystem, this duration or this type of period is called the IT transformation period, where companies are looking for the multi-skill professional. Almost everywhere the layoff is going on, but it doesn't mean only layoff is going on. You can check. TCS is one of the biggest company in India. They are almost every day their layoff is going on. But same time, you can check on job hiring also. So what TCS is doing? TCS is hiring for the multi-skill professional. This is the time when if you're working on the SQL, you're working on the .NET, Java, PHP, Python only, or maybe you're working on data engineering services, it is not sufficient. Region, sometimes there'll be project on one technology where you are good. Maybe sometimes there will not be project on that particular technology. So if you want to face the layoff, whatever you're doing, be happy, do it. But in case you want to remain in IT ecosystem, I'll suggest all of you to be multi-skill. In fact, I'll tell you, yesterday morning there was a meeting in Noida. So the CEO of the company told me, hey, I have two options. Option number one, what I can do, I can start the layoff in my company. Option number two, what I can do, I can help my people, I can help my employees to upgrade in multiple other technology. The region at a time, it's not guaranteed that I'll be having a project in one particular technology. For example, suppose AWS, or maybe Databricks Data Factory. Maybe last month, since last 6 months, there was a multiple project running in Databricks, but suddenly there's a new requirement for the Data Factory. Suddenly, there's a new requirement for the Terraform also. So companies are not ready to hire lots of employees for every technology. What companies are looking for? Companies are looking for the multi-skill professional. So this is the cloud and DevOps job growth in India. If you see here, in last 5 years, the number of opportunity available here in cloud and DevOps is more than 3 times. Whenever I'm talking about the cloud, parallelly the DevOps will also come in the picture. Earlier, like 5 to 10 years back, there was a one requirement for the cloud, second requirement for the DevOps, third maybe for the Terraform. But nowadays, in the same requirement, what they're looking for the professional with the cloud, DevOps, as well as the Terraform. It was asked from long time. Lots of people were calling and they were telling us, hey, do one thing, just start the code. The region, whenever we're going for the interview, interviewers are asking all these like DevOps as with the Terraform. That's why we thought to introduce this program. The program is called it's an integrated program for the Azure DevOps with the Terraform. So overall, if you see here in last 5 years, number of opportunity in a cloud as well as the DevOps is 3 times. Now question is, what is DevOps? Definitely there are huge number of opportunities available on DevOps as well as the cloud, but what exactly the DevOps is? Is it a cloud computing? It's a cloud-based product? So just wanted to tell you, DevOps is a set of practice. It's a methodology, it's a philosophy and tool that will help you to increase the ability to deliver your application and services at high velocity. Whatever the activity you are doing since long time, if you're following, if you're using, or your organization using the DevOps, same you guys can deliver very quickly on very short duration. For example, normally in IT ecosystem, there'll be two teams. One is the team from the developers. Second team is from the operations. So always there'll be confusion of ball between these two teams. A person who is working as a developer, they don't know what is the requirement or what exactly the operation engineers are doing. Same issue with the operation engineers also. They also don't understand or they don't know what exactly the developers are doing. So usually this situation is called the a situation where there'll be confusion of wall between these two teams, and ultimately the result is disaster, or the result is time. It is taking too much time to deliver something. If any company is using the DevOps, where you have to follow some practices, there's some culture, there's some philosophy, there'll be some tools available. If your company or you guys are following these culture, philosophy, or tool, then delivery will be very smooth. Whatever the last time it was taking to deliver in 1 month, same you guys can deliver within a day. Example, Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing is one of the big basket. Under this basket, we have varieties of fruits are available, and DevOps is one type of fruit available. There are two types of DevOps available. One is open source DevOps, where the third parties you have to use, like Jenkins, Puppet, SAF, and many more, platforms or tools are available. The second is Azure DevOps. The difference between these two are, suppose third party means, suppose you are planning to cook a vegetable today. So you have two options available. Just go and buy the vegetable from the market from 10 different shops and cook at your home. The second option is within your premise, within your house, you have a small garden. Just use the inner vegetable which is grown in your house and cook it. So this is the difference between these two. You no need to rely on the third party. You no need to learn third party services, tools, and technology. Just if you're from the cloud background. So here Microsoft is providing an integrated service which is called the Azure DevOps. Under the Azure DevOps, you'll get total 5 types of services available. Just learn these 5 services and your DevOps journey will complete. You no need to learn 10 different technology or 10 different tools. For the automation purpose, we are covering the Terraform also. So the Terraform and Azure DevOps will be covered in this course. So guys, in market, if you see in DevOps, so there'll be planning phase where roadmap will be decided. There will be a sprint-wise release also. Then after it, there'll be development, versioning, coding part. Then after it, build, means how exactly you're going to package your product. And then after it, there'll be testing period. There'll be release and deployment. And finally, it will be hand over to the infra team, or it will be hand over to the operation team. And once everything is delivered, then you guys can monitor your product. So guys, here is a step-by-step process. Here you have to follow some practices, you have to follow some philosophy, you have to use some of the services you have to use, and finally you guys can deliver your high valuable product in the market. I'll give the example of Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing. If you're already working on the Microsoft Azure, one thing you'll notice, almost every day there are lots of changes you'll notice in a portal. So how Microsoft type of companies are managing all these? Microsoft, AWS, or Google, all these providers are managing everything through the DevOps. Here delivery is possible, 100 times per day delivery is possible. While with the legacy approach, legacy platform, it will take months to deliver. Next is why to use the DevOps. What exactly the problem it will solve. So guys, earlier, if any company is using going to release something, so it is taking too much time. It's a delivery is very slow, release is very slow to the market. While in Azure Cloud Computing, especially Azure DevOps, you can deploy multiple times per day with confidence. Second is, earlier with the legacy approach, there was a manual deployment. And if you're going to deliver anything manually, definitely there will be very high chances for the mistake. While here things are very much automated, you will get the CI/CD pipeline. Using the CI/CD pipeline very consistently, and you very reliable product you guys can deliver or deploy. With the legacy platform, develop and operation blames to each other that, hey, this is not my mistake, this is others' mistake. The reason there'll be confusion of wall between these two teams. While Azure DevOps is one of the unified team. That's why if you see here in Azure Cloud Computing, especially in Azure DevOps, there'll be 2 types of professionals are available. Some professional from the development background and others are from operation background. Means infrastructure as well as the developer, both are working together, and ultimately the result is successful delivery. So here Bugs found in a production, expensive fix. So with the legacy platform, if there's a bug found, so the fixes, and again, it's a redeployment is really a big task. While here, if you're trying to go with the Azure DevOps, in Azure DevOps, it's very easy. With the legacy platform, zero visibility into the system health and performance means how exactly the system is working, how many exceptions are generated, how exactly the performance. So it was very difficult to monitor all these. While here in Azure DevOps, real-time monitoring using the dashboard alerts are possible. Just go design a fancy dashboard, configure as per the business requirement, just go and configure the alert, and 24/7 monitoring is possible. If you are available, then you can monitor. If you're not available, if something is not good, then you may get the recorded call or you may get the message directly from the Microsoft. There are various options that are available based on the configuration. What you can do, you can get the email alert, you can get the push notification alert, you may get the call directly recorded from Microsoft. So such type of alerts are possible. Plus you can create a fancy report as well as the dashboard also. With the traditional DevOps or without DevOps, scaling infrastructure were taking too much time. While here we have a concept available, infrastructure as a code. So what you can do, just configure, just write your code here and manage, control your infrastructure. So here infrastructure will be in very controlled way, guys. Organizations are adopting the Azure DevOps, which is delivery where the delivery is very fast. Few hundred times or 1,000 times faster. For example, earlier it was taking 1 day. Whatever it was taking 1 day to deliver or 1 month to deliver, same thing you guys can deliver within few minutes or hour. So delivery is very fast with the less risk, less bugs or no bugs. Plus there'll be transparency between two teams, means development and operation team. There will not be any confusion of wall between these two teams. Now, I'll take a pause here. If you have any question, then guys, please unmute and clear your doubts. Ajay.
So, hi, this is Ajay here.
Yeah, Ajay.
So, my question is like, means you're saying means this thing develop DevOps will be there, CI/CD and all those things will be using, okay, for the deployment purpose or for the UI thing, right? Developments we are doing in our development environment and all these deployments we are going to use, do using DevOps like CI/CD and all those things, right? So my one question comes over here, ki means how much time difference we are getting from the earlier ones? Like ki means earlier old systems were taking some huge amount of time. Now it is taking less time as what you told according to that. So now my question is like ki means in my project we have certain means I am a senior data engineer already working over here. So in that we have certain things like I mean so many pipelines are there which needs to be deployed in one go. While deploying means things are like working and going fast. It should be not like keep taking all the things. So in that case also it is going to help like the ARM templates we are performing and then we are deploying all those things. So just wanted a little bit in input
Okay.
from you guys on this.
Okay. So just wanted to tell you, Azure DevOps is not about single service like CI/CD pipeline. Azure DevOps is one of the integrated solution where multiple services you will get. For example, Azure board or repository, pipeline, test planning, artifacts. So these are some of the services available. So earlier, suppose with the legacy platform, if any team was taking 3 days to deploy, then here it will take few minutes only. And it will depend on the nature, it will depend on the architecture of the project. For example, if you're working as a data engineer, there are two approaches available. Approach number one, where 90+% members are working. There'll be some pipeline, there'll be some code, you have to write the code. See, this is legacy-based approach. Second is metadata configuration approach, where what you can do, you no need to write the code. Without writing the code means you have to develop a framework, and whatever the code you're applying to write, you can write your code and configure somewhere in a configuration table. For example, Azure SQL. In that case, the time will take few seconds. It will take only few seconds. So that's why in beginning I told you it will depend on the architecture, how the architecture of the project is designed. So it
So
may take few seconds
let
to few minutes.
Yeah, let me add something for Ajay here. So Ajay, thank you for mentioning your background. Typically what happens is, we have a lot of senior data engineers who ask the same question, and you must know, if you're out in the market and you're applying, let's say you're taking any interviews of data engineering today in February 2026, you will be definitely asked a question: do you know CI/CD, do you know DevOps well or not? It will be a standard question. If you fail that question, they'll feel they will low band you versus high band you. Okay, so the simple answer to the question is, it will be between 20% and 40% acceleration on an Azure Databricks project or Microsoft Fabric projects. So so one might ask where the time is actually saved. The time savings does not come from using Azure DevOps. Let me be very blank, right? It is not just one aspect of Azure DevOps, like Arda said. It's a whole system of practices. The time savings will really come from automation, standardization, environment control, deployment, repeatability. It will also come from reduced manual intervention. So, and we can go into each one of these things. You can save pretty much 3 to 7 days per environment. It is required. Now, without DevOps, you will have like Aradhya already stated, you will have manual cluster setup, manual workplace configuration, manual notebook import, manual secrets and configuration setup. If you so so I hope you understand. I mean, we can go into very in depth of this thing, but in general, it is about, somewhere it saves between 30 to 50%, somewhere it says 20 to 40%. So depending upon the type of project you're doing, whether you're doing Azure Databricks project or Snowflake projects, not Snowflake so much, but Microsoft Fabric. So are these two use DevOps in different ways, but the concept remains the same.
Yep.
Back to
Okay.
Ardhya.
Yeah, ठीक है. Thank you, Arun sir, and thank you, Adya sir. So I got mostly got the answer. So you mean to say that means using this we can automate also the things like means bundles. We will create a bundle in which all the things are there, like means pipelines, all the notebooks, everything will be there, and in one single go we can schedule it and we can deploy it using the CI/CD thing. That's what you meant to say. So that means it will save the time as well as means manual interventions. Sometimes what happens means manually we are updating information and all. So
Correct.
that's what. As per the conversation, I got to know means this is something, and yes, whatever Arun sir told, it was pretty much correct. That recently only I got the offers and all those things. So in that, so many questions used to be there, like have you used CI/CD or something like that. So questions.
Exactly. I mean, every single person who's applying for, especially a senior data engineer, without this DevOps question, I mean, you are getting a low band, not a high band. You will not make the right salary. So the only thing, Ajay, I will tell you, and here is your interview answer, okay? Sometimes Azure DevOps saves zero time. Okay. The interviewer might ask you, hey Ajay, you are applying for a senior data engineer or lead data engineer. Are there situations where Azure DevOps saves zero time? Is it possible? And the answer to that question, Ajay, for the interview, you can note it down. If your pipelines are over engineered, if you have no branch strategy, if you have no naming standards, if you have no automated test, if your infrastructure is not parameterized, if the teams bypass the pipeline, there are 20 different conditions where DevOps becomes a bureaucracy, because the senior data engineer or even a junior data engineer or lead data engineer does not understand DevOps. And therefore, there will be a lot of churn, and therefore, the time saving can become zero. So, we always say in the industry, and Virat is here, he will know extremely well what I'm talking about. A fool with a tool is still a fool. Let me say it again. A fool with a tool is still a fool. So we have to take advantage only when we learn the best practices, the best methodologies, and how to use it. That's when we become sharper, Ajay. So I hope you learned something out of this. It's a kind of an interview question. I took it. This is what I ask people: when does it save zero time versus 30 to 50% time, which it should. Back to Aradhya.
Yeah, thank you, Arun. So, guys, if you see the market trend in India, especially in India, if I'm talking about the number of opportunity available or percentage of opportunity available in Azure DevOps in India, so most of the opportunity around 30, close to 38% opportunities are available in Bangalore. Region Bangalore is one of the biggest IT city in India, and there are lots of professionals, lots of companies are there. So 38% opportunities are available in Bangalore, while 22% in Hyderabad, 15% in Pune, 12% Mumbai, 8% in Chennai, and 5% in Delhi NCR. So these are some of the prime location for the cloud, especially for the Azure DevOps professionals. So these are the cities where huge demands are available for Azure DevOps professional. If you see overall in IT, public cloud computing market, Microsoft Azure is holding 26%, close to 26% market share as per the prediction by Gartner. By next year, the chances will be the Microsoft Azure will be number one. The region is as of now overall market share wise. I'm not talking about the services wise or feature wise. I'm talking about the market share wise. There are two key players available. One is Microsoft Azure, second is Amazon AWS. Both are very close to each other. Both are close to 26 and 28%. As per the prediction by Gartner, by next year, Azure will be leader in Azure public cloud. So in public cloud computing, there are multiple players available, but the like Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud, Microsoft, many other providers are available, like IBM Cloud, AWS, Microsoft Azure, even several other providers are available. Some companies are holding 2% market share, others are 4%, 10%, and the biggest two players are Microsoft Azure and Amazon AWS. And the share is nowadays close to somewhere between 26 to 28%. If I'm talking specific to Azure DevOps, so the market is growing with a 52% plus in India since last 5 to 6 years, 50% plus. And if you remember the last graph, earlier, like 2001, whatever the number of opportunities available for the Azure DevOps, nowadays we have 3 times than earlier, or maybe more than 3 times. Here, as I told you, there's some demanded city where you'll get huge number of opportunity available in market region over there. Number of companies are higher than compared to any other city. For example, if you're looking for Lucknow, there are few companies are available. So definitely over there there'll be less demand. If you're looking for Patna, there are two companies are available there. Only two big brands are available. So over there you'll get very less number of opportunity. But these are some of the prime location like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, Mumbai, Chennai, and Delhi NCR. Nowadays, 65+% enterprise are using the CI/CD pipeline with the Azure DevOps, and I just told you they are it is used in almost all the sectors. If I'm talking about FMCG, healthcare, retail, IT services, BFSI, almost everywhere there's a huge demands are available. So this is the overall market trend of last 5 years. Next is how exactly developers are getting helped by DevOps, or how exactly DevOps will help you. So guys, the first is faster time to market. And here, how much time it will take, it will depend on the architecture of the project. In beginning, I told you there'll be two types of architecture. One is the metadata driven architecture. Not normally, 100% the product which is available in market, that driven on the basis of metadata configuration. For example, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. In fact, all the famous products are using the metadata configuration in backend. For example, whenever you're joining or you're going to sign in for the Google, do you think Google is making any changes or Gmail is making any changes in backend? They're creating a pipeline, they're doing some deployment for you. Answer is no. So you are working as a tenant and your detail will be stored in a metadata configuration table and remain. If I'm talking about the code will remain same. But if you see here, especially in India or especially in IT services, how exactly we are working. Suppose there's a one project, we are working for X company like Walmart. For the second customer, we will rewrite the code. The region, maybe the requirement is different, or maybe the business logic is different. So guys, technically it is possible that you don't need to write the code multiple times. What you can do, just write the algorithm, generic algorithm, and whatever the business logic you have, just go and configure it. In that case, your deployment time will be very fast. You can save more than 90% time. The region, every time, whenever you're planning to deploy, you have to deploy only the metadata script, not the entire pipeline. Just one piece of the component, or one piece or one component of entire solution you have to deploy. So it will save 90+% time. Second is security. So guys, here this is one of the most secure platform. Is one of the SaaS-based service. Here security is very high. If I'm talking about the cost, it's a very cost efficient. So why cost efficient? The first, Microsoft Azure DevOps is one of the free service for first 5 users. Here, if you are using the DevOps, your team size is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you don't need to pay anything. If the team size is greater than 5, then $10 per user per month you have to pay. Example, suppose in your team total 10 members are available. So first 5 is free. For remaining 5, you have to pay $10 per user per month. It means monthly you have to pay $50. Yes, Ajay.
So, sir, the question here is for me, like means as mentioned earlier, means this is being mostly used in Microsoft Fabrics and this thing like Databricks. So
No.
here, suppose we are using Snowflake in the project.
Ajay, sorry to keep you out here. So it is not mostly used in Fabric, or it is not used in data engineering. If I'm talking about the Azure DevOps is used almost everywhere. For example, in case you want to manage the infrastructure, cloud infrastructure, you can. In case you want to manage, monitor, or build the CI/CD pipeline, which is mainly for the software engineers. Like maybe you are working as a software engineer, I'm working as a software engineer, you're working as a data engineer. So I can use, you also can use. Same time, a person who is working as an admin, they also can use. So this is not specific for the data engineers only. Azure DevOps is for everyone who is the part of IT ecosystem. If you're developing something, you can deploy, you can manage, you can monitor, you can manage your source code repository also in Azure DevOps.
Okay, sir.
Now you can ask your question, Ajay.
Yeah, so mostly you answered my question. So, but still, I'll go ahead and ask because certain people will also be there. They will be having doubts. So, my question was like, I mean, suppose in my project we have been using Synapse, Microsoft Synapse, which is also like doing the work of Microsoft Fabric only. Mostly, I'm not saying overall. So, Synapse we are using. We are also going to use Snowflake. So, as you told, Kim, means everything can be handled over there by this thing as a IaaS, infrastructure as service, right? So for deployment purpose or for any UAT thing or anything, we can use this thing, right, sir? Please correct me if I am wrong.
Yeah, so this is, again, I told you here we have multiple services available. It is Azure DevOps is not only used for the deployment. It is used for the code management, means whatever the code you'll write, you can manage. It is used to manage your artifacts. It is used for the CI/CD pipeline. It is used for the project management also. It is used for the testing also. So guys, it is one of the integrated solution. It will depend on you, your team, your capability, and your solution. How and what at what level you are planning to use it. If you see the common pattern, whenever you go for the interview, in interview or in job description, one thing will be common. Suppose you're working on Fabric, or maybe you're working on .NET, or maybe you're working as an admin. Whatever the skill set is required, plus DevOps and Terraform. Especially DevOps is mandatory. Why? The reason is nowadays almost everywhere the companies are trying to adopt the DevOps. Almost everywhere, maybe the open source DevOps, or maybe companies are planning to go with the Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps companies are preferring more. The reason is one of the integrated solution where you'll get the multiple services, and all these services are internally integrated with the cloud services. So this is useful for everyone, whether you are working as the admin, architect, developer, or software engineer, or maybe data engineer. Plus here monitoring is possible, how exactly the system is working. Or maybe Maybe I'm working as a manager, or maybe I'm working as a customer. I'm the customer. So what I do, I can check what you guys are doing here. So monitoring is also possible. Team management is possible. Project management is possible. Everything is controlled. You guys control through ADO or Azure DevOps.
Okay, sir. So one more question, like means we use Jira for conferences and managing the project. Like means whatever the status updates and whatever means technical documentation and anything needs to be written over there. So we used to use Jira, right? So you, as you say, means anything means management can be done using DevOps also.
Yes,
Like
Azure
means
DevOps. There are two options available normally in project. Earlier, like earlier 10 years back, 20 years back, we were using Jira. But nowadays, here in if any company or if any project Azure DevOps is used, so here there's a service available which is called the ADO board or Azure DevOps board. So it's same, almost 99% same like the Jira. So whatever you're doing in Jira, same you can do here also. Just tell me one thing. Uh, Suppose you have two options available. Option number one, you want to buy something and that product is available in your home. So what you'll do? You'll use from the home or you'll buy from outside.
I'll use from the home. Why to invest?
Correct. Correct. So same thing. If any company is already using the cloud computing, so here the companies are preferring to go with the integrated solution. The reason that is already available as an out of the box solution, just go and use it. And integration is very easy. If you're using the third party, definitely there'll be training required. Plus, there are multiple third parties you have to use. You have to learn, you have to groom your employees, which is time consuming process, and investment is also required. Plus, integration, you have to check the integration. You have to rely on the other product. Why here? All these are the Microsoft internal product, and it's a very easily integrated with the existing services.
See, Ajay, your question can be turned into an interview question. They might ask you in an interview, what is the strategic trade-off? So we, as IT professionals, all of us are IT professionals in this room, in this seminar. When we are IT professionals, we should understand trade-offs. So Azure DevOps is strong at multi-stage pipelines, enterprise release management, environment control, and many other things. Jira has some strengths in cross-team coordination, workflow modeling. So our job is to say what is the trade-off? We have couple options. We can stay fully in Atlassian ecosystem instead of using DevOps, right? We can do that. We can also use a hybrid model where we say we are using Jira plus Confluence plus Azure DevOps. That's a hybrid model. So typically, an enterprise architect will come in and say, hey, why don't we use Jira for work tracking and sprint planning? We can use Confluence for design documentation, ADRs. We can use Azure DevOps for Git repos and pipelines, while Snowflake is my data platform. So the point here is not Jira or not X or Y or Z. The point becomes, how do I look at the problem from an data architect angle or an enterprise architect angle, and what works best to save money and save speed for the organization? How do I increase my velocity? That is the way you answer questions. So the question is not, can I use Azure DevOps? The question should be, if I ask you, where does CI/CD belong in your operating model? That becomes a real question. And we can go on and on and on answering this, but surely you can use Azure DevOps, Snowflake, or in any other platform.
Okay, I got my answer. So the Arun sir, whatever you told, I got your answer. So currently I'm in a project, so I just trying to leverage all such things, because going forward it will be like, means I can suggest to the management also, means why you are using Jira. So instead of this, if you are using Azure DevOps, in that also you can have your all the things maintained the way you are maintaining in the Jira. So why to put in effort and money and all those things over there?
See,
So
lot of times those things are particle moves, because depending upon the current VP or current director, and I say this because I'm an executive, so sometimes the organization has a mandate. You cannot change it overnight. But
yeah,
lot of
true.
in the organization, you will have rifts, you will have management changes multiple times. And
Yeah.
once people understand what is the best value you can get, So typically people like the senior level people, they write white papers. When you write white papers, you present them, you show them gently. You can't just go in a new organization and say, hey, I am Ajay and I'm the greatest data engineer on earth and I want to change everything. Tomorrow, everybody must run Databricks. Tomorrow, everybody must run Snowflake. Tomorrow, everybody must run this or that. We have to, before making a change, right? Before making any change, one has to understand the context. You have to navigate the culture, and it takes a lot of time to bring about a change slowly and gradually. So that whole exercise is a whole different exercise called as change management, right? So one should not get, when if one joins a new organization, one should not get too excited, suggesting too many moves too fast, because any senior would tell you that first, before making a change, you have to understand the history, the culture, why they used it, what are the. So you have to do deep research and come up with a white paper, and slowly, have a forum or a right forums where you present it. Then the change happens. So I knew that you would take this question, you will jump, and tomorrow you'll go, hey, I'm trying to understand Jira, Confluence, blah blah blah, and but don't jump into suggesting them anything right away. Do it very slow. Back to Radha.
Okay, thank you. So guys, last time I was talking about the cost efficient. It's not only overall the pricing. So here pricing model is very easy, which is first 5 users are free and after it $10 per user per month you have to pay. Apart from it, here infrastructure, what we do to build the environment or ecosystem, we use the infrastructure as a code like Terraform, ARM template. Okay. So what you can do, if you have such type of tools using or such type of platforms using, then you guys can avoid the over provisioning. And remember, in cloud projects, the biggest challenge is unnecessary because of the knowledge, lack of the knowledge. Companies or customers are paying somewhere between to 30% to 50% extra charges. Especially, I'm talking about the operation charges. I'll give you one of the smallest example. Lots of people are saying, "Hey, I'm good. I'm working on the blob storage." Suppose you are working as a data engineer, so you will mainly use two services. One is the blob storage, and second is the data lake storage. That's it. But is there any story behind it? How the system is designed? Do you think even about the cost? Answer is no. You never think about the cost. You think always about your delivery. So guys, what is the impact? If you don't understand, you don't think about the cost or operation cost, then ultimately you'll go with the default option. Whatever the default options are available, you'll pick up and continue. And ultimately, the result is operation cost will increase. It will increase somewhere between 30% to 50%. And this is the common issue with the cloud project. Because of the poor architecting, because of the lack of the knowledge, the operation cost of the project increase. That's why you see here, there's a profile available architect. Normally, the salary for the architect is very high. What exactly they're doing? Do you think a person who is working as an architect all the day they are writing the code with the 10 times faster than a developer? Answer is no. A person who is working as an architect, they are designing the solution. If the solution is proved, if it is the best one, then operation cost will be lesser. The second is overall delivery will not take too much time. Okay. Next is guys, quality and reliability. So guys, here is the integrated solution. It's an integrated solution. So what you can do here, testing also you guys can perform. In case testing, monitoring, source code repository, everything you guys can perform here. Here, collaboration is very easy. Here we have a multiple services available in case you want to track who is doing and what. Means for the team collaboration, for team management also, you guys can use it. Plus, this is one of the scalable and innovative platform available. So if I'm talking about the scalability, so here the availability, SLA or availability of the system is 99.99%. This is one of the SaaS-based service where you don't need to do anything. Just go and use it. Almost everything is designed, deployed by Microsoft or by the provider. It is your responsibility to use it. However you want, you just go and use. So guys, for the Azure DevOps, as I told you, this is free of cost. Free of cost for First five user, the URL aex.dev.azure.com. This is the URL. So if you're already using Outlook or Hotmail or any Microsoft Live ID, then you guys can use it free of cost. For example, you see I have multiple IDs available like Mangal Pandey, Ram Singh, Mahesha, default subscription, and Atul Singh. So what I'm doing, I'm going to use any of the email ID. Okay. So you see here, I have one organization available that we'll discuss later on whenever exactly the real classes implementation will start. So I have one organization available. Under this organization, I can see there are multiple projects available. Suppose I have a project available, ESOP reporting. This is a reporting related project. Similarly, I have a e-project. This is a project developed in .NET Core. I have e-check stuff. This is Python project. So I have data engineering project. I have all the varieties of project available. So whatever the project you want to access, just go and log in it. And here, if you remember, I was talking about the integrated services. So here we have multiple services are available. In case you want to use for the team management, project management, sprint planning, release, monitoring, and you guys can use the board. In case you want to check in, check out, you want to save your data, save your source code, then you guys can use the repository. For the CI/CD pipeline, you guys can use other services is pipeline. For the testing, you guys can use the test plan. And finally, for the to manage the artifacts, you guys can use the artifacts. So only you have to learn these services. So prior to these services, you have to learn the Terraform. So just learn the Terraform and just learn these services, and your cloud or Azure DevOps journey will complete here.
So Aradhya, in your syllabus, I had a chance to go through the syllabus very deeply with a fine-tooth combing, and I saw that you are covering things from the very foundation of these services. Like suppose I'm absolutely new, I'm an ordinary graduate. You are covering it from the foundation level to the medium level to the advanced level, like in depth with projects, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, correct.
Got you.
So guys, normally I suggest, or what I used to do, whenever I'm going to learn anything, I accept I don't know anything. I'm new, I'm student. So I start from very beginning, means from ABC to advanced level. That is the best way of the learning. If I personally feel no, I know this, I know that, I'm already good. It means in that case, you're not ready to learn. You are ready to challenge only. You are ready to challenge yourself, or you are ready to debate only. Debate is very good, but you should start from very beginning to architect level up to very advanced level with proper decisioning, architecting, solution, and integration. So guys, if any company is using or going to adopt the Azure DevOps, overall the failure rate will be lower. Overall delivery will be very fast. It depends how many fast will depend on the solution or architecture of the project. For example, in my project, we are completing our delivery within few seconds or minutes. Within few seconds or minute. The reason our system is robust. For all the customer, we have the same source code available. And if I'm talking about the business logic for different customer, everything is configurable. So there's no risk, there's no conflict, very easy to manage. It is taking some time, few seconds to few minutes, maybe 55 seconds, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on how much data we are flowing. So guys, if I'm talking about the growth, last year the growth was in cloud, growth was 28%. If I'm talking about the average salary, I'm not talking about the minimum salary. In India, people, there's no standard available. But if I'm talking about the average salary in United States, US market for the DevOps engineer is 145K. I'm not talking about the maximum. Maximum can be 200 or 300 also. So here, average salary is 145K in US market. It is for the last year. Similarly, nowadays, in beginning, I told you, industry is looking for the multi-skill professional. If you're working as a data engineer, if you feel I'm working as a data engineer, maybe Databricks or Data Factory, I don't want to learn anything, it's not good for you. Usually, I used to say, hey, if you're already working on one technology, just try to learn something new. If you're already working on Databricks, just try to learn the Fabric also. If you're working on the Fabric, learn the Databricks, learn the DevOps also. The reason you'll get the better opportunity. The market is looking for the multi-skill professional. So, guys, here, if you're multi-skill, so the chances will be very high that you'll get a better number of opportunity and better package. Plus, it is very easy for the IT survival. In case you want to very easily you want to sustain yourself in IT ecosystem. So this is one of the very easy tool, easy platform. You guys can use it as a tool. Just try to learn multiple skill set. Plus, if I'm talking about the job posting growth, it's a 3 times higher than earlier. Like in last 5 years, in fact, last year, every year is growing very faster compared. Last 2021, it was 30% only, but nowadays it's more than 100%. 300 times total growth is in last 5 years, 300 times. So here, guys, this is the cloud computing. This is the demand and market trend in 2025 and 26. So if you see here, this is demand. Cloud global market, like in 2022, was $490 billion. 23, $565 billion. Current year is $760 billion. For last year, it was $685. The prediction for this year is $760 billion. This is the prediction for the public cloud. Here, if I'm talking about the top demand cloud roles, so cloud architect, sometimes it is called enterprise architect, solution architect, data architect. So there are multiple type of architect. Here again, I'm not talking about the very highest salary or lowest one, but average salary is 165K. Even if anyone who is from US, they will say, hey, 165K is very less. A person who is working as an architect, they are getting more than 200K. Arun, any comment on this? How much the people who are working as an architect in the United States, they are getting?
Now, I think basically what you have pointed out is the average median kind of salary. These are on the lower side to be
Correct.
safe. But yeah, I mean, it really depends on your experience level. You know, people who say, see, the way I see it is totally different because I'm in the business hardcore from 30 years. So how I see it is, you know, when you pick up, usually what any youngster does with any technology is, okay, let me quickly learn it. Let me do a 1 month course or a 2 month course, and let me watch videos like Netflix, and then take a PDF, learn 50 most asked questions, and then just join, right? And then when I join, let me start suggesting people. I will think that everybody else is a fool, and let me start suggesting them 100 new changes, and people get frustrated with that approach. If you take on, if you realize with your senior managers or your, you know, the supervisors, once you understand the culture of the organization, you are able to understand what is their pain point. Instead of instead of asking Aradhya, instead of asking Virat, instead of asking Ajay, what is your pain point? That should be our first approach. Once we understand the pain points and we have quick wins with their pain points, that is the time when they begin to trust you, to listen to you. And most professionals at any level forget that. Seniors forget it because they come and say, hey, Arun, you know, I'm going to come in your organization, I'm going to change everything. Juniors come and say, I need a mentor, I need to understand everything. So I think I'm trying to say that it is basically it's about the the simplicity of understanding pain points of the organization that you're in. Do not be married to X or Y technology. Understand the pain points and provide an approach that makes you have quick wins. And that experience compounded over time gives you higher salary. That's the only way to get a higher salary. And by the way, guys, here it is important to point out we have a group called Global Career Services, which I handle directly. It's a no nonsense, serious, very serious group. If you're a part of that group, then apart from the normal, usual LinkedIn optimization, resume optimization, blah, blah, that we do for free, I take personalized counseling of very senior people like ranging from basic data engineers to like senior data engineers, architect leads, VPs, directors. People are there from various levels. We also have organization uh, people who need consulting time. So I invest time. I do a lot of stuff for free apart from heavy consulting. So there, the important point is we help you position yourself. We have been able to position a lot of people to get remote jobs from India. You are sitting in India, but you're good enough that you are able to position yourself on LinkedIn by see most people feel that okay, let me do Virat's course, Ardha's course, let me do this course, that course, and I will uh, start applying through Naukri or LinkedIn or whatever. And I can tell you, the people who are listening very carefully to the seminar, please listen to me very, very seriously. You can get a job if you are good. Sitting remotely in India, you can get a job in Europe. You can get a job many places. How do you do it? And sorry, I'm digressing here, but this is very, very important. How do you get it? You position yourself. If you have done 20 projects, you basically learn in public. You post in 1 year or in 6 months, you should have posted so many articles, projects, the work you're doing. You should have made connections on LinkedIn. You should have done so there is a strategy. There's a strategy with which you should have things in your GitHub. You should have something to showcase in your portfolio, and we teach you all that. By the time your course is done and you spend another 3 months, you have written so much that somebody or the other is reaching out to you. The recruiters themselves reach out to you and tell you, hey, I noticed your profile. Can we talk? And guys, this is not a joke. This is very serious. We have had, you can ask any of the people in our data engineering committee, regardless of it is Fabric or regardless of it is Databricks, regardless of it is Azure Mastery Course, people have reached out to us and said, or sorry, the our people. And I will show, we have so many experience sharing sessions lined up to share. I will share it pretty soon. People themselves reach out if you're good. They watch your articles, they watch your portfolio, they watch the work you're doing, and they reach out to you and say, hey, can we talk? Or we saw your profile. So if you're really good, to answer Adha's question, salary always comes later. In India, majority of you guys are Indian. Please understand, guys, although this is a great seminar, we talked about market, we talked about salaries, we talked about stuff to help you understand the market. But please understand one thing very, very clear. Avantika, are you here?
Yes,
Avantika, do you know what's Saraswati?
of course.
Do you know what's Lakshmi?
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. Everybody, does Lakshmi follow Saraswati or Saraswati follows Lakshmi?
Lakshmi follows Saraswati.
Thank you. So the money always follow the knowledge. If you have the knowledge and you are applying it in the correct way, and if you are sincere to yourself, Aradhya asked me a simple question. I took it in a whole different way. He asked me a simple question, tell me, is the salary okay? And my answer is, guys, if you have the right knowledge and you are showcasing it, not just having a knowledge. There's an article, I think, with Akriti, who's a student, great student of Aradhya. She wrote yesterday, Jungle mein more nacha kisne dekha? Which means, a peacock dances in a jungle, nobody sees it. But if you dance at the right time, at the right place, with the right moves, and if you have a strategy, you will have recruiters coming after you.
Agree.
Okay, so
Yeah.
please understand. We will teach you apart from the classes and everything, I personally teach you the strategy on how to go about doing that. But I want only I'm not going to take the entire batch and teach them this. I will teach few sincere people. Ada also talks about, maybe later he's going to talk about some sort of certifications that are available, some type of other things that are available. But we'll take top people and make sure, if you are sincere, anybody that's listening to the recording later on, or people that are present now, anybody who's sincere will make it through. Back to Radha.
Okay, thank you, Arun. So similarly, there are some other profiles are available like platform engineer, cloud security engineer, FinOps specialist, AI ML engineer. The salary structure is already mentioned. So guys, this is for the US market. Similarly, in India, as such, there's no fixed structure available. But overall, if you see the salary structure for the cloud or for the DevOps professional in India is also very higher side. So guys, this is for the DevOps and platform engineering. This is evolution, demand, and salary landscape in 2025-26. So if you see here, the first pipeline is for the DevOps engineer. Second is for the SREs, and this is for the platform engineer. Overall, if you see here, the demand, job posting, and salary structure is very high side if you're planning to go with the DevOps. In fact, let me show you. Here, Naukri.com is one of the most famous job portal in India. What I'm doing, I'm going to search a job. Suppose I'm searching Azure job, Azure admin. Okay, Azure admin. So guys, what I'm looking for Azure admin. I'm looking for Azure admin, but here DevOps is also required. I'm looking for Azure admin, DevOps is also required. Means you're looking for admin, but there are few common things, which is DevOps. So DevOps is mandatory, and it is not mandatory for only for the admin. If you're working as a developer,
Arad, can I interrupt you for a second? Sorry.
yes, Antika.
Yeah. So is it mostly these jobs for India based or US also? Question to Arun.
Okay, give me 2 minutes. I'll show you.
Sure.
So most of the US is one of the biggest IT market. And if I'm talking about the DevOps, most of the opportunities are compared to India. In India, at a time there are lakhs of opportunity available. But if you check United States, the number is very high compared to India.
Avandika, short answer is yes, because I'm in US and I'm a US citizen, so I can tell you that yes.
Actually, yeah, I'm also in US, so that is why it's seems to be all the locations from India. Just making sure this is mostly based on the India portal jobs, or like are you
Yeah,
guys considering US as well?
so in US you go to the job portals, you'll find similar information. You can go, so what mostly people use here is Indeed.com. So go to Indeed.com and figure it out.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, Arad.
So guys, in beginning, what I was telling, nowadays industry is looking for the multi-skill professional. When I'm talking about the multi-skill, like a person who is working on data engineering services, it is expected from the organizations to have the knowledge of some other platforms, technology, or something else. For example, DevOps, architecting, administration. The region is, suppose I'm working as a data engineer. In my team, there are total 10 members are available. So currently, or since long time, there's a situation, there'll be one person for the infrastructure and will be deployed with you guys. But the expectation is, if we can avoid, if our data engineers can manage the infrastructure, it will be very good. So what company is expecting, or what they're preferring to hire a candidate who have the knowledge of infrastructure with the data services. Similarly, if a person who is working as an admin, the expectation is the person will contribute in other activities also. For example, DevOps. That's why I was showing whatever the jobs are available, almost everywhere, DevOps is aligned, or it is with, parallelly it is with the all the profiles, whether you're working as a developer, software engineer, data engineer, admin, or any other profile you're holding. So guys, multi-skill job market demand. So if you see here, cloud plus AI ML, 28%, DevOps plus security, 22%, cloud plus DevOps, 20%, full stack with cloud, 15%. So this is the percent, this is the job distribution. If you're with the multi-skill, then chances will be very higher. Suppose I'm working as a full stack developer. It means only full stack developer without cloud knowledge, the chances will be very lower for the opportunities. For same time, if you're planning to go with the cloud knowledge with a full stack developer, then chances will be very high. Around 15% market share is available here for such type of professional. If you're planning to go with only, suppose I'm working the .NET Core only. .NET Core, the chances will be only 2 to 5% or 2 to 10% only. So nowadays, expectation from customer, expectation from the companies are to hire, or they are planning, or they are hiring the multi-skill professional. You can check any job on Naukri or somewhere else. Similarly, salary by skill combination. So for DevOps, the SEC 168, cloud and AI 175. So overall, if you see here, the job posted required 2+ domains, 68%. Means whatever the jobs are available, 68% jobs are available with a multi-skill, with the 2 or more than 2 domain. Similarly, 35% salary premium for the multi-skill professional. Means if you're multi-skill, the chances will be very high that you'll get a better salary compared to others. And hiring is much faster, close to 3 times faster than the normal one. If you're working on the single skill set, then suppose there are 100 jobs are available. So in this case, there'll be 300 jobs are available. The chances will be very high for the selection. Lots of people are calling, they're saying, hey, I'm working on Database. I'm not getting call. Or I'm working on SQL. I'm not getting call. I'm working on .NET. Since long time, I'm working since last 15 to 20 years. You're not getting call. The region industry is expecting for the multi-skill, and still you're working on the SQL, or you're working the Java or .NET. So guys, this is the time to upgrade yourself and appear as a multi-skill professional. This is the hiring signals and skill gap analysis. So guys, the first one is the supply score, and this is the demand score. So supply, if you see here, for the DevOps, Kubernetes, for the FinOps, cloud security, AI, ML, demand is higher, but supply is lesser. The reason is company is expecting for the multi-skill professional, and there's a one person applying who is from the single skill set. This is the biggest challenge. So in market, there's no people are saying there's no job available. The fact is there huge jobs are available, but you are not fit for that type of jobs. Example, last week I received lots of profiles. There's one profile available for Bangalore location. I evaluated multiple candidates. I got multiple profile, but the problem is someone is working as a manager than manager. Companies are not looking for the manager now. Companies are looking for the multi-skill professional. If you're working as a manager, very good. But same time, are you working on cloud, data, and AI services? If yes, then you're most welcome.
Yeah, I have a fun question for Avantika, and if Ajay is still around. Avantika, you ready?
Go ahead.
All right. Because you said you're from US, so do you understand what is SOC2, GDPR,
Um,
SOX? I'm just naming some certain things, right?
yeah, I'm not developer,
Do you
but
understand?
yeah,
I
I
know
heard these words.
it doesn't matter. So there are words like SOC2,
Yeah.
SOX, GDPR, and there are many such words. Now, when Ardha is explaining this slide, it looks very good, very colorful, very neat and nice. And the whole objective of today's seminar was to give an overview in various different ways. So Ardha is showing you slice and dice of various ways. In real classes,
Mhm.
in your real classes, guys, I'm talking to everybody now. In the real classes, Aradhya will not show you slides. We are not a slide gurus, right? What we'll do is we'll do hands-on. And the reason why I talked about these concepts, When you go to an industry, you can be in healthcare, you can be in finance, you can be in the company can be in manufacturing, retail, banking, and so on and so forth. Every industry has got certain norms. Some industries, for example, there is a supply chain in healthcare, right? Now that industry is very regulated, right? Very audit governed, and therefore you require to fine tune your knowledge with a little bit of domain knowledge, right? You need to fine tune your approaches to DevOps or the practices that you have learned to a different industry. And that's where the classes itself become very, very tailored. So you can, these guys, these guys are the best in the industry. If you talk to other and say, hey, thank you for teaching me all of this, but can I take 15 minutes of yours separately? I don't want to disturb the entire class, but I'm in a unique situation where I'm applying to a healthcare industry, or I'm applying to a finance industry, or applying to X, Y, or Z industry, and I see the job description, or I'm already working there. Let's just say must have, nice to have, and I'm not. I understand DevOps. I understand the basic, fundamentals you've taught me, but I'm in a very heavily regulated domain. How do I modify my approach to fit their requirements? And that's when you see the magic of Aradhya, you see the magic of Virat, because anybody, any Tom, Dick, and Harry can teach you DevOps. You go, I will myself, those who want things for free, I will myself give them a free course. I will give them a book also, right? I will today, I'm guaranteeing I'll give you a free book on Azure DevOps, and I'm going to give you some free course from Udemy or some YouTube or whatever. Guys, the real value in learning is learn from the experiences. Whenever we go for the interviews, guys, what happens is uh, Ajay or Avanti, Ajay, you can help me here. Ajay, you're here?
Yeah, they ask you your real-time experience.
No, no, wo chodo.
Example.
Avantika, let's forget that for a moment, okay? Let's talk, because in a good, we had a good discussion. So whenever we go for interviews, I'm talking to anybody else, Srinivas or Anup Chaudhary or Bhopal Reddy. Whenever we go for interviews, let's say there is an interviewer sitting and there is I'm sitting, right? Right. What usually happens in the interview? Please tell me.
See,
Somebody tell me. Speak up.
sure. Means I have given currently a lot of interviews, and I have got selected in multiple things also.
Exactly. So what happens in a typical? Don't talk to me about the role. In general, tell me what happens in an interview.
So in general, in an interview, they are looking for whatever JDs they have sent.
Must have, nice to have, right? And then they
So
ask you questions based upon the JD. Thank you. What happens next?
so next they will be asking, "Okay, means can you please explain your means day-to-day activity or means whatever
Yeah.
end-to-end system
ये
involved."
सब होता है ना वही होता है tell me about yourself, and then they go about tell me about your project or your experience, where have you worked, or if you haven't worked, tell me about internship, and the typical 10 or 11 questions come, right?
Yes.
Now let me tell you this, and I know Virat is laughing when I say this. Virat, are you here?
I'm here.
Fantastic. Virat, I want you to enjoy this with me, because I love the audience interaction part the most.
Yes.
I'm not a slide man. I mean, slide we are just showing just to help people understand the whole situation, because I know we'll be doing a practical demonstration maybe tomorrow, maybe day after. But today, Virat, what happens is people, if I'm going to see a girl for my marriage, suppose I'm of a marriageable age, right? If I'm going to see a girl for the marriage, I go to the girl's house. Think of it like an interview. What typically happens is the boy will be at his best behavior and the girl will be at her best behavior. And they both will meet, they'll talk goody things, right? And they will finally either say yes to the alliance or not say yes to the alliance, like that. Like that's how it works, right? And then the whole family will assess the competencies of each other and make a match.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Similarly, in interviews, what happens is people are at their best behavior, and I have say I do it for daily basis for free for fun, and I see a lot of especially senior data engineers, lead data engineers, lead DevOps engineers.
Hmm.
You ask them what happens in interview, they'll tell you, huh, JDP must have nice time. I gave them all the answers. I gave them 8 out of 10 answers. Very good.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, what these people miss is, and everybody, I don't care whether anybody joins any course or not. What these people miss out is, please understand, guys, the interviewers are not looking for your goody goody experience. They are not looking for goody goody answers. This must be an eye opener for few people. Some people may be very smart and experienced, but it'll be an eye opener for many of you. You are not supposed to be goody goody with goody goody answers, right? What I mean by this is, if I if I ask you a question as an interviewer, I'm not expecting you to be at your super best answers, rehearsed answers from PDFs or from even the classes. What I want to see is scars.
Hmm.
SCAR scar. I want to see some battle scars. I want to see whether you are battle tested or not. I want to see some mistakes you made and how you learned from them. I want to see, when you were doing a POC, for example, what you learned from that, how you made your next project better, how did you make your next to next project better. Unless you can tell me that story, regardless of whatever the role is, whether you're a DevOps engineer or a cloud engineer or Azure master or whatever mastery in any technology, if you cannot show me your scars, you are not my man. I will immediately brand you as, this person is bookish. Yes, he gave me all the answers, but I will give him a lower band, a lower salary, because yes, he answered me all the questions. I'll give him. But the real, when Aradhya, let me relate it back to the slides now. When Aradhya talks about multi-skill, when Aradhya Virat talk about, the higher salaries, who do they go to? They don't go to everybody. We all know that, right? These things will go to people who can show their scars. Here's what I did, here's what I learned, here's what I followed on my next project, and things like that. So guys, this understanding is very, very important, and you can relate it to the slides. And this is what we do in our global career services. So not only we have comprehensive education, comprehensive lab exercises from the experts, but then you come out of this class, or during this class we have mock sessions which are tougher than any industry mock session that you've ever heard of. Why? Because we have spent years doing this. We are immersed in this. We are not like dipping our feet in the swimming pool. We are people who have been in the big lakes, the oceans. We are immersed in that, right? And that's why we can give you what it takes to like really get inside the industry, and how do you get those top earning jobs, versus if you are only interested in junior level or mid level, we can coach you at different levels. That's my point when I see these slides.
Okay. Thank you, Arun. So, guys, as in beginning, I told you this is one of the program where we are covering Azure DevOps integrated with the Terraform. So, this is Ajay. Can you please go on mute? Terraform. This is the market trend for the Terraform. Terraform is one of the third party. It's one of the infrastructure as a ISAC tool. Uh, if I'm talking about the overall market share, close to 50% market share is held by Terraform. If you see this graph here, 48% market is captured by Terraform. Apart from the Terraform, we have other tools available in market like ARM, Bicep, Ansible, and many others available. but the market share for others are quite lesser compared to this one. So in most of the projects nowadays, Terraform is used. So Terraform is listed in 78% of the DevOps job description. You can check even 78% job descriptions. In job description, Terraform will mention. Infrastructure as a code adoption in India is going with the 67%. Earlier, what companies were doing, company was managing or provisioning the infrastructure manually. But nowadays, companies are preferring to provision or manage the infrastructure through the ARM template, through Terraform or such type of tools. Here, Terraform is there's a support of the big community where 2,000 plus, 2 lakh plus, Indian developers are working here, and it's one of the multi-cloud, driving Terraform over the native cloud infrastructure as a code. And here, strong in finance, e-commerce, omni-channel, software as a service, and telecommunication industry. So guys, the presence of the Terraform is very high. This is one of the market leader. That's why we prefer to continue with the Terraform. So Terraform will be integrated, or we are covering the Terraform with the Azure DevOps. And this is the performance improvement after the Azure DevOps adoption. So here earlier, if you see here, earlier the chances before the DevOps, the chances rate was very high, like 52% rate. I mean, it was chances for the failure. While after the adoption of the DevOps, the chances will be only 5%. Earlier it was taking 72 hours to deliver anything. Then this time after the adoption, it is taking only 2 hours. Test coverage, earlier it was 35%, but here we have the test plan also available. So what you can do, you can increase the coverage of the test up to 85. And the deployment frequency, earlier it was 2 times, and here it's 40 times higher. So it means if you're planning to go with the Azure DevOps, the deployment frequency also you guys increase, which is multiple times higher compared to the earlier one. Again, I would say this is totally depend on the architecture, professional, and multiple other parameters, but these are some of the standard. Whatever the number I'm showing, these are the standard number. Number may be higher than whatever I'm showing here, it depending on your architecture and team. Any questions so far? If you have any, guys, please unmute and ask your question.
So, Aradhe, this since Azure DevOps is Azure Bicep is a totally DevOps integrated and also with no license fee for the Bicep, right? So, and also integrated for only for Azure. So, but why the Terraform is?
Correct. So I'll tell you one. From Microsoft, there's a product available, ARM template. So whenever you install the Visual Studio, by default, you will get the ARM template available. But Microsoft is also, in all the projects, they are not using ARM template because of the capabilities. Maybe going for in future, there'll be better capability available with the ARM template. But for the time being, compared to ARM template, compared to Ansible, Terraform is much better. It's a user-friendly, it's very easy to learn. And in most of the project, most of the customers are preferring compared to the ARM template. In fact, if anyone who is from the development background, suppose I'm working as a software engineer. So for me, both are same. If I'm planning, I can very easily, I can learn the ARM template, or I can go with the Terraform, but the market share is much better or much bigger compared to Terraform. Virat, any comment on this?
See, the way I see it, you don't choose between them. I mean, you use Azure DevOps to run Terraform. So if you look at the entire orchestration of activities, it's Azure DevOps. And Terraform can give you basic infrastructure definition. So to move the pipeline or defining the infrastructure, you need both. They're complementary pretty much.
Yeah. So one thing I tell you, if I'm talking about the ARM template, ARM means that it's called the ARM template or ARM template. So ARM stands for Azure Resource Manager. It's a Microsoft native infrastructure as a code service. But and over there, what you can do, you have to, if you understand the JSON, and which is very easy. If you don't understand the JSON, so very easily you can learn. And here you can write your own template. But the thing is that is specific for the Microsoft Azure. While if I'm talking about the Terraform, so Terraform is also open source by a company name is HashiCorp, and it is mainly used to write the infrastructure. Means you don't need to manually design your infrastructure. And in case you are working on Microsoft Azure, AWS, Google GCP, uh, or any other cloud you're using, you can use. So it
Yeah,
means
basically it's cloud agnostic, right?
correct, correct, correct. So it's not specific to Microsoft Azure. It is supporting almost all the type of clouds. If you are working on Google GCP and you want to manage the infrastructure through the code, you can use the Terraform. Similarly, if you are working on Microsoft Azure, you can use the Terraform. Or if you're working on the AWS or any other cloud, just go with the Terraform. So it is supporting multiple cloud. While if I'm talking about the ARM template, so ARM template is mainly designed for Microsoft Azure. The overall market share is quite bigger. If you check on job portal, in most of the jobs, you'll get the Terraform.
So, but this is cost based, right? So Terraform is the cost based, and Bicep is free of cost.
Yeah. Yeah. So the way you see it, let's say Azure DevOps is running the task, but you want to create virtual networks, you want to create AKS clusters, you want to create storage accounts, you want to create role assignments, you want to create multi-cloud resources. You need an IAC engine, infrastructure as code engine. Now that engine can be anything, like it can be Bicep, it can be ARM template, it can be CLI scripts, it can be Terraform. So just because it is cloud neutral, it has gained heavy popularity, and majority of the actually, when we started these classes, we were not teaching Terraform, but then many students came to Aradhya and said, "Sir, can you please include in your Azure DevOps program? Can you please include Terraform, because it's something today, being multi-skilled is great, and many jobs are asking for this Terraform. So we know that it is cloud neutral, blah blah, because interviews are asking for it. Because when we go as a consultant to Wipro, TCS, LTI, Mindtree, XYZ, people are saying, hey, in the nice to have or a must have sometimes, do you also know Terraform? Because they don't want to hire one person for only Azure DevOps, one person only for Terraform. They want the same person to have both skills. So Aradhya said, we discussed a leadership team and we said, hey, let us give them what the market is needing. So it was not us who came up with, hey, let's do Terraform, let's do XYZ, we want to make sure that what will make our people most job ready. And that's why this course was designed.
Yeah. So one more point here. In Terraform also, first Terraform is open source and it's a free. But it depends on which version of the Terraform you're planning to use. Suppose if you're planning to go with the Terraform open source, so you don't need to pay anything. It's open source, free of cost. And what you can do, you can install on your local machine. And in case you want to use the same with the Microsoft Azure or Google Cloud or AWS Cloud, you can use, and licensing is not required. Parallel to the same, we have paid version of the Terraform. It's also available, like Terraform Enterprise. Over there, it will be self-hosted version, and advanced governance and RBAC and SSOs are available. But in most of the cases, companies are using the free version. And it depends. So we have some other versions available, like paid options are available. One is the Terraform Enterprise, one is the Terraform Cloud. In Terraform Cloud also, it's a free tier as well as the paid tier available. So it will depend what is the total team size and many other parameter, it will depend. So Terraform is available free of cost, open source one. And apart from the open source, we have some enterprise and cloud paid versions available you guys can use.
There's a movie in which one of the popular actors says, "Hey Josh." Does anybody remember that movie, guys? Anyone? Baba, you are in India. I'm in US. I watch movies. Do you watch movies? Which movie says, "Hey Josh," and everybody says, "Yes, sir"? Which
Uh,
movie is
it,
this?
it was, I think, Uri.
Uri. Who's that?
Uri.
Who's a genius?
It's Virat.
Ah, Virat. Thank you. Thank you, Virat. You know, people. So, guys, if you haven't seen Uri, just you can watch a video clipping on YouTube and "Hey Josh." Hey Josh means, do you have the excitement and, are you feeling it? So, Arda, why I said this is because today's objective was overview of everything, right? And answering basic, Q&A, giving them every single, slicing and dicing things in various views. But what I would like us to do in one more seminar, may I request you and Virat to, I know that you've already planned it, but I want to see some sort of a demo where one of the, you can pick up any, like we can, among the services, we pick up one service and we get a feel for it. Like
Sure.
it's like saying, it's like saying, hey, like I have just joined you as a young cadet, right? And you say, "Hey Josh," and I say, "Yes, sir," right? And but then I'm all ready. My boots are cleaned, my dresses are cleaned, my hair is all, I'm feeling very good and very high. But I now want to, you need to give me the weapon, right? So now you give me the weapon with which I fight. Now you explain me, Aapko, you have to go here and you have to win, right? So I want to feel that "Hey Josh" moment. So uh, I would request you to announce also the next seminar that you've planned towards the end. Don't forget that, right? Because
Sure.
I know, because I want to feel. I want to feel because when Virat speaks, I've heard him speak. You know, some time back. I've heard you speak. When you do the actual practical, man, it's like outstanding. So I want to feel that moment, and I've been waiting for that moment. And many people do not know, although I'm an insider, but that moment of practical, like walking through the screen, is like amazing.
Yeah, sure. We'll consider. So guys, here in beginning, I told you we have two type of DevOps are available in market. One is the open source DevOps, and the second is Azure DevOps. So if I'm talking about cost wise, so Azure DevOps is a free for first 5 years. After it, $10 per year per month you have to pay. It's a work on the subscription model. While if I'm talking about open source, it's a free, but infrastructure and operation cost will be added. If I'm talking about the setup, so setup of the open source DevOps is complex. Why this is one of the unified platform is already available as an integrated service. So things are much easier. Sim-
Aradheji, Ajim, I have a question. I'm a
yeah,
student, right? I'm a student. All that I want to know is, see, these things are good when enterprises have to pay it, companies have to pay it. As a student, my question to Virat and you is simple. I'm a student, sir. While I'm learning your course for the whatever duration is the course, do I have to pay anything? Do I have to install it? I think you answered the first part where you said you don't have to install anything. You go to this portal, blah blah. So do I need to purchase anything? Will I incur a lot of cost doing this course?
so as here actually in the first line, so Azure DevOps. To access the Azure DevOps, what
Hmm.
you need just Microsoft ID like Outlook, Hotmail, or Live ID will work. Login, create organization, under organization, create a project and use it.
Got you.
So first 5 users in a team, first 5 users are free.
So,
So you are you
do
are
you
the
mean? No, I was confused by. Do you mean? Suppose there are 25 students in the class. Let's say, assume that, right? So
Mhm.
first five are free. What if I am the sixth or seventh person? Do I have to pay?
Correct. So no.
That is
So
what my stupid mind will think, right? Or
correct,
my
correct.
simple, not stupid, but simple mind will think like this, right?
Correct. So what they will do, Arun, they will create their own account. Means there'll be individual level of account. The
Okay.
limit is 5. So, but in their situation, there'll be single users. So it's a free for all. And you can
Gotcha.
use it's not for 30 days. You can use it for 5 year, 10 year, 20 year, lifelong. It is free. There's
Wow.
no charges.
Now I feel much better because I was thinking 5 students Aradhya is going to give for free. I'm the 6th student, I'm the 7th student. So Virat is going to say, where is my $5? Where is my $10? I'm just having fun to make it interesting. That's all.
Yeah. So in open source for CI/CD pipeline, there are multiple tools are available or products are available in market like Jenkins, GitLab, Tecton, and many other products are available. While as it is integrated service, so here there is a service available Azure Pipeline, which is based on YAML. Similarly, for the board or project management in market, we have multiple tools available. One of the most famous tool is Jira. So guys, here you need to buy the Jira. So replacement of the Jira is available in a market or in Azure Cloud Computing under the Azure DevOps is called the Azure DevOps Board. So whatever the capability you have under the Jira, same is available in board also. In fact, interface is also 80 to 90% same.
Ardhaji,
Yeah.
once
Yes.
again my simple mind will make a request to Virat especially and you also, right? Because Virat is here, I need to take advantage of him. Virat, can I take advantage of you?
Sure. I'm all yours.
Okay, thank you. So Virat, while we are teaching this course and you will be helping a lot in the lab and various things, concepts, may I request you? A lot of people will come up and say, "Hey, we have learned this Azure and we feel great, we feel awesome." But
Mhm.
but could you give a guest lecture or can you organize a guest lecture on Jira? Could you organize a simple guest lecture, maybe one session on how Jira works? So in the past, what you've done is, of course, we have a course with X number of modules, X number of things. But sometimes
Mhm.
people come up with, for example, when I'm teaching fabric classes, people come up and say, "Hey sir, I went for this interview. Sir, they were not asking me questions on fabric. Or I could answer question on fabric or Databricks, but sir, suddenly they asked me CI/CD. I was blank.
Yes.
I knew high level, but I was blank. This is the truth. This is a very Ajay can tell me about it. Ajay can validate it. So sometimes people will ask some random. So what we have done in the COE is we always have specialized some extra guest lectures. So I will
Hmm.
request both of you, as you are teaching the course, please keep. I know that Aradhya has already planned it, but keep some space for, let's say, one session of some extra stuff that helps people just to understand that what they have already learned is the best. But hey, if an organization is using XYZ, and usually what I do is when we have mock sessions, I take care of those extra stuff, saying, "Hey, don't worry, we'll cover that. We'll take a look into this. We'll take a look into why." Right?
Yes.
Adaji, I've taken advantage of. I have taken advantage of Virat in public now.
Sure. Arun.
Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you accommodate couple extra lectures here and there if on a specialized topic if student request?
Sure, Arun. We'll do that.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
So similarly here for the artifact management, there was a Artifactory or Nexus available. Here we have the service available, Azure Artifact. For the source code repository, earlier there was a multiple options were available, and here we have the Git TF but recently it is retired. Now we have the Git available, and it is free of cost. For the test management, again, in open source, we have the lots of third parties and open source available, while here we have the test plan available. This is also free of cost. For the security and compliance, here we have the Sonar Cube and multiple other products are available. And here we have the Microsoft Intra ID and Defender available. So for the Azure integration, there are complex configuration and workaround needed, while in Azure DevOps, we have the native support of the services available. So integration is very easy using the ARM template, using the ARM or AKS or using the app service environment. Directly integration is available. Scalability point of view, you can manage your own infrastructure and scale. Here, earlier it was required to manage the infrastructure by own, you have to manage it. While in this case, it is one of the managed service, falls under the SaaS category. So it is Almost everything is managed by Microsoft. You don't need to worry about the scalability. Similarly, SLA is also 99.99% time is the SLA. And here, learning curve is higher, means you have to learn multiple tools and technology, multiple tools like 10, 20 tools, maybe minimum 10 tools you have to learn. While here, this is the moderate one. Everything is already integrated. Just go and learn the Azure DevOps. Under it, you'll get the 5, 6 services available. Just go and use it.
So Aradhya Ji and Virat, one more question. I'm a very simple person. Okay. So let's say I'm a simple graduate. Okay. I'm coming from that viewpoint. So ये जो भी course चलेगा, I will speak in Hindi also because my English is not very good. Okay. So my point is, when we are running this course and you are having hands-on labs, mock sessions, quizzes, and many other things you have in the course. So, uh, first of all, you're running it. I think you're running it Saturday, Sunday. Is that right?
Saturday, Sunday, correct.
हाँ
It will be
हाँ ठीक है
Saturday, Sunday
ठीक है
morning time. In the morning
ठीक है
time.
ठीक है. I got that. So the question to both of you is now. Monday to Friday, I'm free. Monday to Friday, whether I'm a student or whether I'm a professional, I'm free, right? Saturday, Sunday, I have my morning coffee and I sit in the class 2 hours. But my question is, how much extra time should I invest in the, like, apart from the classes, right? How much time should I be investing per day? Because it's like, whether I'm learning cricket, learning music, learning anything, I have to invest some time daily. I will go to the Guruji once to learn music, but I'll come back and practice it's called Riyaz, na? I'll practice something, na? If
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
learning cricket, I will not just appear in the match directly. I'll practice daily, like Sachin Tendulkar does, or all the
Correct.
newcomers do, right?
I'll
So
I'll
how
take
much?
up this question.
Yes,
I'll
Virat,
take up
please.
this
Yeah,
question.
please. And tell me, like, what a beginner does, and tell me about what a person who, like, I am a person. Let's say I'm a person who not only wants a basic job, but now I
Mhm.
want to aim for higher level study. Tell me about both levels, please.
Okay. I'll tell you. I'll tell you about my experience. Okay, what I did wrong and what I think it was right, but it was wrong. So when I started learning all this cloud DevOps everything, so I thought like I will be sitting 4 5 hours a day and will be doing it. So initially I started with that, but gradually I started burning myself, and that was not sustainable for me. Okay.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. I feel ki Baba, I will start it. I see these slides, lot of information, good information, but I might burn myself. That's my real fear. Thank you for catching that.
Yes. So what I did, I made up my plan and I started with 15 20 minutes a day. Now 15 20 minute time is very less, but you know what? If you do it for 15 20 minutes, your practice and everything, but it should be very very focused time. 15 20 minutes. It's going to take you a longer time, but definitely you will reach over there. If you give 30 minutes, you will reach over there in sooner. So that would be the difference. But certainly you cannot sit for 4 hours, 5 hours a day.
Correct.
We are not in we're not in a college.
Yeah, we are human beings. I mean, we I
Hmm.
mean, nobody can. I mean, I initially thought that maybe elderly people, slightly senior people cannot sit, but it happens
Mhm.
to youngsters also. People, regardless of the age, cannot sit for a very long time. So this method of, like, just how you said, half an hour every day, 1 hour a day, that much is more than enough if you are serious. And you should make your. Hey, Virat, can you tell me if you made, like, Ardha gives very specialized notes so that you don't have to
Mhm.
go outside anywhere, purchase a book or watch anything else. But do you still make, like from the notes, do you condense and make some, like, I have the habit. Why I'm saying this is because I have the habit of, like, out of a chapter, summarize it into 5 points.
Mhm.
Do you also do something like that when you are studying?
Yes. So not only for studying, even for my projects, the actual project which I deliver. So I
Got it.
do this thing. So I use one tool. It's called Microsoft OneNote.
Wow.
I hope most of us have used it.
Yeah.
The best part is it synchronizes with your mobile phone as well. So I create a like complete notebook for a project. So if a project, everything is collated, it's like a Bible for me.
Right,
Okay.
right, right. Yeah, yeah. So those of us who do not have this thing, we sometimes use Anki cue cards. We use Node. Sorry, we use
Mhm.
what's that called? I cannot. The text, normal text, anything. I mean, if people are from the old school, they can even make points, right, in a simple notebook, man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Back to Adya.
Okay, so guys, in earlier I was telling we have total 5 services available in Azure DevOps. This is the list of the services you see here: Azure DevOps Board, Azure Repos, Pipeline, Test Plan, and Artifacts. So these are the 5 services. Core services are available, which we will cover in this course or in our journey. So the first one is used for the project management for the Kanban dashboard and Scrum board. This is for the source code. It is used as a source code repository. The pipeline is used for the CI/CD pipeline. This is for the test plan is for the testing, and this is to manage the artifacts. So all the 5 services will be used with Terraform. So Terraform is integrated with this program.
Ardhaji, I'll be like Avantika or Ajay today. Can I
Yeah.
ask a question as Avantika and Ajay both together?
Sure.
Huh?
Go
No,
ahead.
yeah, Avantika, I'm not asking. I'm pretending to be you for a moment. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Okay. So Ardhaji and Virat, because you are here, I want to take more advantage of you, and I'm going to ask you a question. And first, the
Sure,
question
sure.
goes to Virat, right? Because you are currently with Microsoft, and I want to know.
Mhm.
Let's say there's a job ad. Let's say it is in Microsoft, or let's say
Mhm.
any MNC in India or
Mhm.
United States. It's there's nothing different about it. Now my question is, when let's say 100 people apply and 50 people get shortlisted and 10 are called for the interview, people who
Yes.
pass, what are their qualities, or there are a lot of people who fail the interviews.
Mhm.
What are the some of the reasons why they fail the interview? Because I'm sure all those people who are applying, they must have done a course from X or Y. They might have done some open source. They might have done DevOps. Where are people failing the interviews? That becomes a very key question that everybody thinks about, because everybody does. Somebody does from YouTube, somebody does from Udemy, somebody does from Ram Sham Ghansham brothers, Tom, Dick and Harry in US we call it, right? हिंदी
Yep.
में राम श्याम गंजा. तो सिंपल सा बात है, साधारण भाषा में, विदाउट आई एम लाइक दैट आमिर खान इन थ्री इडियट्स. Instead of complicating things, I want to hear in simple words, what are the top reasons why people fail a DevOps interview, or you would not select them, but you would select the top 5, right? Please
Yes.
guide me, and first Virat can say and Arda can add points to it, please.
Mhm. So yeah, I'll be very short and crisp. Arun. Okay. So basically, before joining this call today, I was taking one interview. Okay, I rejected that candidate. I still have to submit the feedback.
Gotcha.
Okay. So the main reason for rejection is, see, today in the world of AI, what people are doing, especially like freshers or like 2 3 years of experience people,
Hmm. Hmm.
they are putting the JD in some tool like ChatGPT or something,
Hmm.
and they are trying to fetch out questions from there. What interviewer can ask?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Fair.
So when they start giving you answer, okay, when they start giving me answer,
Hmm.
so like I become anxious because they give such kind of answer. Even I think like how can a 3 year experience get those kind of experience? Okay, the words
Exactly.
they are using and the terminology they are using, like they have
Certainly.
worked with
They'll
this.
start the answer with ChatGPT. They'll start,
Yes,
certainly, sure.
yes. So yeah, but once you go deep inside, okay, even like hierarchical wise, if I say if you go level 1 or level 2, they will fail to answer you.
Yeah,
So
because
that become the main point.
so basically what I'm hearing you say is they give a textbook answer, but the moment you probe, That's when you realize that the technical, they don't have hands-on technical experience. They haven't,
Yes.
or they haven't come across multiple situations which a structured class will teach, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Gotcha.
Also, they don't have real life project experience. So if you ask them, they might answer you lot of
It's not production
you know
grade.
uh,
It's like, yeah, yeah.
textbook kind of answer we'll get. So
Gotcha.
that's where we get to know like whether we have to keep that candidate or reject. And you know what? One more interesting fact,
Huh.
like within the first 10 minutes, we decide whether we need to keep this candidate or not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, why to? Because we are having our regular jobs, and then apart from that, we are asked to interview, and we have already a busy day. Every interviewer has a very busy day. They are not hired there for interviewing all the time, so they have to
Mhm.
make 45 minutes for level one, then level two, level three, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so unless they quickly realize in the first 5-10 minutes whether we want this candidate or don't want this candidate, uh, you know, that's why they say you are a product of our others class. You are a
Mhm.
product of here, and that's the bar.
Yeah.
Adhaji, do you want to add anything more to it? I think he has covered most, but
Yeah,
can you give a point or two?
so one thing usually I suggest guys don't rely on the chat GPT. Don't give a scripted answer. Whatever the answer you are planning, just go with the practical knowledge or whatever practically you have implemented. In case you are planning to rely on the chat GPT, things will be very difficult.
So,
Very
Aradhaji, are you saying that should I not rely on ChatGPT, but I can rely on Gemini? Or today there are
no,
other products in the market.
normally what happened nowadays almost everyone is using the AI. People
Yeah,
understand from where exactly you are speaking. Are you speaking your experience speaking or chat GPT or the AI platforms are speaking?
got you, got you. I'm just having whenever I find Virat and you, it's all about having fun with the group. So I always enjoy, and these are realistic questions. This is what is happening. People watch a seminar, they get motivated, they learn about the market, they learn about the opportunities, and then they go back. Like after the seminar, I can bet you many of the people will just go back and say, it was a decent seminar, good slides. Ardha spoke well. Virat was also there. He gave good feedback, and it was very good. And they have promised us, a good technical demo to follow it up with. But then they go back to sleep because it's a Saturday or it's a Sunday. You go back to sleep, go back to bed, and by the time you get up, all that motivation stayed for one day and it's gone. The only people I have realized across the board, whether it is Fabric classes, whether it is Databricks classes, whether it is, we run so many technologies. People who take action, people who realize today I'm going to do the first thing to change my life. Those are the only people who succeed batch after batch after batch after batch. It's as simple as that. Back to you, Aradhya.
So, guys, these are some of the top companies in India hiring Azure DevOps professionals. For example, there are multiple category available. Like one of these product-based companies, like Microsoft India, Amazon, Google. Some other companies like service-based companies like Infosys, SCL, Accenture, Wipro, TCS, and some other companies like consulting companies. If you see here, the number of jobs are quite higher, and if you check the salary structure is also very high, especially in product-based companies. These type of companies are paying a lot compared to service-based or consulting companies. For example, this is the range 25 to 120K for Amazon, lump sum same. Google India, lump sum same salary, so somewhere between 25 to 130. Infosys, 8 to 35 lakhs. This is service-based company. And all the salary, all these will be depending on the multiple parameter, your experience, your knowledge, your current salary, and many other parameter. TCS, 7 to 32 lakhs. And this is the average salary. I'm not talking about the minimum or maximum. Wipro, 8 to 38. Accenture, 10 to 45. So this is the salary range in India. Number of opportunity in Azure DevOps is very high, whether you are in India or outside India. United States also, there are huge number of opportunities are available. And this is for the learning curve or certification. So if you are at the foundation level, suppose you're totally new to the clouds, usually I suggest to learn the foundation. So what you guys can do, you can crack the certification AZ 900 if you're totally new. If you're at the associate level, then you can target 104. For the professional level, means if you already have cleared all these, then you guys can target AZ 400. This is for the Azure DevOps. And if you are expert level, then you guys can target AZ 305. Salary range for the expert is somewhere between 45 to 80 lakhs. For professional level, between 3 to 6 years, it's a 22 to 45 lakhs. And at the principal level, the salary structure in India is very high. That is somewhere between 80 lakhs to 200K. Long story short, guys, Azure DevOps is useful for everyone. Whether you're working as a developer, you are working as an administrator, you're already working as an architect, or you're working as a data engineer, maybe Databricks engine or Databricks Data Factory or MS Fabric, or you're working on any other profiles, Azure DevOps is the central piece. You cannot ignore in year 2026. As I told you, in 78% opportunities, DevOps is available. So doesn't matter what your background, doesn't matter what your experience, the matter is one thing, that it is mandatory in year 2025-26.
There is one thing that I definitely want to bring up, because this is a question from many people across the board on any technology, and I'm focusing my answer on Azure DevOps. Like Ardha mentioned, yeah, you have great certifications, and the new certification will keep coming up. The old ones will be retired as time passes, right? Now, how many of you think certifications are very important? Anyone? Hello, guys. Should I talk in Hindi or English or whatever language you want me to? I know 7 languages.
I don't think certification is important. I think a hands-on experience wherever you go for interviews and all.
Today, do we have only Avantika and Ajay speaking up? What about Ashish? What about Bishwajit? What about Jagadish? What do you think? Certifications are important?
Yes, the certification is important. It will get help you to shortlist for the interview.
Acha, what about Prem? Rajat Kumar, Sharat, Sharvesh, Satendra,
Yes,
Sushita?
Yeah, certification.
Certifications will give you an edge. Like it is one of the proofs that of your capability.
Okay. So today, suppose today I accumulate. There are a lot of people who get all different kind of certificates. Some certification of free certificates from Udemy. Udemy is, I think, being bought over by Coursera now. So some Coursera certification, some X certification, some Y certification, some free certification, some paid certificate. Some of them are doing the trick of buying certifications also. We have all kind of funny people. Now what happens is, let's say I collect 5 different certifications, 7 certifications. Why I call myself, I write my profile on LinkedIn, I say 14x certified, 15x certified. I have every Azure certification under the sun, right? Now let's say, Avantika, I go to the market, I go for an interview, and I have memorized the answers. I clear level 1. Now in level 2, somebody like Virat comes up and says, hey, great candidate, we loved your profile, and could we talk a little bit about your experience? And that's where you realize, oh my God, I don't have any hands-on, or I have very little hands-on, hardcore, battle-tested experience, which would have come from and then then within that, then they talk about the domain, and you realize, oh my God, I have collected all these certs and they don't mean anything. So I think Prem pointed out the right thing. They do give you edge while applying for a job. Your resume may be shortlisted, but that's all a certification does. A certification says, hey, I have invested, I took the extra time to invest in learning about what the certs ask. But in real life, guys, in real industry, while they give you a slight edge, the me so we what we do in COE is we take people, the people who are regularly attending the classes, and we say, hey, how many of you want to go for certifications now? Let's say it is AZ, like any cert, it doesn't matter. We say, okay, now we'll prepare you in the Anki style. We'll talk about it some other day, but I'm saying we practice the exam pattern question and answers, right? But we do that once you have learned everything well. We do a lot of practice. We understand the questions. I will myself lead the group which will have exam pattern questions, exam pattern answers. We tell you why a choice is correct or why a choice is incorrect. You'll be able to reason with yourself. But certifications are not the master goal. The master goal is what? Learning from foundation, like in depth. By the time you come out of the course, you say, I got it. I got it. I have practiced. Now I'm ready to give the cert. I have practiced. And before you go for your interviews, hey Virat, could you help me? Could you take as an interviewer my mock sessions? Hey Aradhya, can you put one of the senior students to take my mock first, so that I practice with your senior students first or senior professionals in the industry that you work with, and then you also take. So when a person goes through 4 or 5 mocks, plus he applies to certain places, and he gets tested by 3 or 4 places, then you understand the pattern very well. That's what we are teaching. We don't want to just like show some slide, just teach a course, in a boring way. That's why I said previously, I said, hey Josh, I don't want 100 people in the class. I don't want 200, 300, 400 people in the class at all. The objective of COE is to work with select group of serious people who know what their goal is, who want to make money, who want to get recognized, who want to get promotions, who want to get multi-skilled. And those people we take forward and we turn them into a weapon. If you want to be turned into a weapon industry ready person, only then think of joining this particular batch or course. If you're casual, if you've got somebody's marriages coming up, some friend, or you cannot leave Instagram, or you cannot get up in the morning, and or there are thousands of reasons, or if you're unhealthy, don't join any course. If there's a health issue, I would strongly recommend do not join this course. You first take care of your health. But if you don't have all those issues, or if you can manage around your time, this will be the best time that you ever spent in your life. That much I'll say honestly. Ardaji,
Yep.
I
I'm
hope,
100% aligned. I'm
yeah,
100% aligned with you, Arun.
yeah. Oh, there's a thank you. Oh, thank you to you and Virat for being here. I know Virat hasn't had the opportunity because but I'm sure while we have the classes, both you and Virat would do wonders. So, guys, at this point, if you want to ask any typical questions, please go ahead. This is your time where you just go ahead and ask random questions, firing like how Karan Johar does in Coffee. What's this program called? I don't think it runs these days, but I used to watch it. It says rapid fire round. So go ahead and ask the questions in a rapid fire round. So you are the Karan, and these people are the experts. So you ask them anything you want.
Hi, this is Avantika. I'm a Scrum Master and I have a 20 years IT experience. So, what these certification, I just want to improve my skills with the current market.
Avantika, your question I'd love to ask. So just because I'm a safe six certified, so first of all, being a Scrum Master is very, very basic stuff unless you have done safe six, right? In US, I'm talking about US because you're in
Mhm.
US. Also, I would love to learn about your resume a little bit, and it's just not the Scrum Master background, the whole 9 yards of like where you've been, so we can have a conversation offline. We'll do that,
Sure.
especially because in the US. So tomorrow morning when you wake up, I'm in CST zone, so why don't you like send
Yeah,
me a
that's
resume,
that's
then
what I'm going to
get a
ask. If
call.
one of you guys can able to approach you guys, so I can able to talk to
Absolutely.
you. Sure.
Absolutely. And then please be prepared for the best of critical examination and best of grilling and best of motivation as well. I combine everything. I don't deal with the weak hearted people because weak hearted people don't make history. And I want my people to make history, create history.
Sure.
So yeah, so this in general, this particular thing will help you because when you're a scrum master, all that you're doing is facilitating is what about is in one simple word, if I have to describe scrum.
Yeah, I don't want to limit to just facilitating. So I
Exactly.
want to learn more. So that's what I'm
Exactly.
asking. Which
Because
certification would be like, I'm okay with that dashboard and all. I worked as administrator and all. So I want to
absolutely.
learn more. So what do you guys,
Exactly.
yeah,
So
I can talk to you.
based upon your background, there can be multiple good certs available for you. But your situation in US is, see, when you're in the US, people here look at the audience here, right? So many people, they speak better English than us, right? In general, Indians. So people, there are Chinese, there are Russians, there are local Americans, right? So if you want to sustain yourself for a long time, you want to balance your facilitation skills with some technology skills. And one of such opportunities is DevOps, right? The second opportunity, like Arda said, if you want later on, you can do something in data, something in AI. So that happens later. But because when you're a Scrum Master, you are typically, especially if you've done CSM or PSM. Which one have you done, CSM or PSM?
CSM, CSP, or some AWS
Ah,
certification. So yeah.
so all that you've done is product owner and Scrum Master. Now, what you're doing is you're adding on to technical skills so that uh, you're basically saying, hey, I'm the best of both. I can go into management side, but I can become a technology facilitator. I'll give you, there are multiple roles available, but you will
Mhm.
understand deeply, not just high level, just say, ask those three questions.
Yeah, I want to know
What did
what
you,
my team is doing. Yeah, that's what I
yeah,
want.
because today what you're doing is you're saying, what did you do today? What did you do yesterday? And what will you do tomorrow? What are your blockers? Or what is the velocity? What is the burn rate? That's all you're bothered about. And people laughing at you and saying, hey, thank you for being a great Scrum Master. But we just, we have to just come to your meetings just because the boss has mandated it. That's the reality. None other, if you want the technical team to respect you, you need to add certain skills to your profile to become valuable in the long run. And we'll have a conversation deeply about it. I will give you the real hardcore reality. Are there next one, guys?
Hi Arun, this is Srinivas. Totally, I'm having a 15 years of experience in ETL tools. So I want to move to this Azure DevOps rather than Azure Data Engineer. Uh, can you please let me know what are the challenges I will face if I move to this Azure DevOps?
You, what I heard you saying, you want to do Azure DevOps, right?
Yes, sir.
Not the data engineer. Is that what did I hear correct?
Yes, actually. I mean, I want to move to this Azure DevOps instead of Azure Data Engineering side.
Got you. So you are asking what are the challenges you might face?
Yes, sir.
So first of all, the challenges I'll be very, I have a unique way of answering questions, in the sense that first of all, if you're a senior guy with 15 years of experience, you might be working somewhere, or might not be working somewhere. Are you working somewhere?
Yes, sir. I'm working in Indian Embassy.
ठीक है, चलो, let's say working in an embassy, yeah, but wherever XYZ place. Now you have a job, right? You have a job morning till evening, and you must be married, and you must be having maybe you have kids or don't have kids, something like that, right? Everybody has got that. Maybe you have relatives, maybe they stay nearby, maybe you have friends. Everybody has them, right? Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Huh. So most people say ki Baba, you know, one or two classes or three, four classes you do not attend, you can catch up with the recordings because there are very good recordings, there are notes. There is something or other that's called as Kahoot. Kahoot is nothing but he has a quiz. He also will be uploading many questions on his website, cloudvista360.com. So when you are ready to assess yourself, you can go to that website, and so there are a lot of ways to reinforce learning again and again and again and again. His notes are like really outstanding with diagrams and whatnot. Now, why am I saying this? Is Baba, you know what Virat said? Virat said, "Ki at least 1 hour you should have daily, half an hour." He said half an hour, I am adding half an hour more. 1 hour at least, whatever you have learned on Saturday, Sunday, if you cannot make time, the first challenge is time. If you
Yes.
cannot make 4 hours in a week, because the class will be Saturday, Sunday, right? So you have to make 4 hours in a week, and you have to even on Saturday, Sunday. Some people will say the wife will tell you because these are realities. I'm not going to, paint a rosy picture. The realities will be somebody in your family will say, "Arey Baba, Saturday." What's your full name, by the way?
Sorry, Arun.
Where are you from? What city are you from?
In Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. So somebody will say, "Arey Baba, Pindi Gindi, we have to go to the Pindi Gindi. You have to get the atta done." Or somebody will say, "Oh, today there's a function coming up, Saturday, Sunday. Why you took up a class on Saturday, Sunday? Why you love Aradhya more than us? Why you like Virat so much? You can skip, no." So as long as you can tell them, sure, only let me do 2 hours in the morning and and I have the rest of the day and the evening to be out with you. That kind of a thing will work. So the first challenge is time only. Now there are some advantages. Everything can be turned into advantage because you have 15 years experience, and we can take a good look at your resume. We can have a detailed offline conversation also. Because you have that experience, we can highlight your previous experience to merge with the Azure DevOps experience. So you can, when you apply in the industry, you are not applying as a fresher. You're applying as a person uh, who can who who can show this skill, and so you'll be your previous experience, depending upon resume, can be counted towards your next role.
Yes, sir.
So I would, so the challenge with the professional, especially who are 15 plus year or 10 plus year, is the time. That's the only challenge realistically. Otherwise, from a course standpoint or any other delivery standpoint or the recording standpoint or the quizzes standpoint, from Ardha side, Ardha or Viratas, these people will deliver it the best way possible and will help you. And if you, I have noticed Aradhya, I'll tell you very honestly. Suppose somebody does not understand a topic and will ask Aradhya, Aradhya, can you offline please spend 15 minutes or 20 minutes or half an hour, sir? One topic today it went over my head. Aradhya has been known to sit with the person and explain him the extra. So, right? So, so I don't think other than time, any other issue comes up. It is up to you to control your urges for Are Baba, function is there. I keep hearing the excuse, sir, my health is not there. Sir, today office lot of work was there. Are Baba, if you had a lot of work in the office today, then plan to cover it in the night. Plan to cover it early morning. You'll be surprised to know. Do you guys know what time Aradhya gets up? Because I know it personally. Even though I'm in US, I've asked him sometimes, I've called him sometimes. He gets up at early morning, he goes for a walk, He comes back from the walk and he delivers his classes. After that, he has a whole day job. Same for Virat. So, guys, if we want something more, if we want something more out of life, what are we willing to invest more? How badly do you want it? Right? Is the question. If I like a girl, for example, how badly do I want her? Do I want to know her? Do I want to get to know her qualities? You know, I don't want to go there because many of you will get excited and chase girls. I don't want to be chasing girls. Right? So guys, all that you'll find is, and the lucky part is that there's an online class, right? So you don't have to travel anywhere. Take advantage of the couple hours that you're spending on Saturday, Sunday, or it will change your life. That's the only answer I have. Time is going to be our only problem. Next.
Okay. I mean, if I'm having a total 15 years, right? Can I put 3 years experience in Azure DevOps to move to switch the company to another company?
I would say yes. I would say depending on the resume, if you attend the classes and if you do well, you can potentially show between 3 and 5. It depends. We'll take a look at your resume and give you the best advice. The short answer is yes.
No, I'm having a 15 years of experience, right? If I put that 3 years of experience for Azure DevOps, will they consider me to?
Short answer, yes. So there are many nuances in different cases, right? So I'll give you a short answer because we discussed these strategies offline in depth on how do you put your best foot forward with the experience that you have. And I do it personally, along with, of course, I take, Ada's help and Virat's help all the time.
Okay,
But
okay.
short answer, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Next.
Any other question?
Whenever there is Ardha session, I always attend because most of the time I get energized and Virat is there. It makes me feel like, it makes me feel that I'm seeing, Pushpa 2 and RR at the same time, back to back. So, so I feel very good. And the more energetic the crowd is, the audience is, the more difficult the questions they ask or any basic question they ask, I feel energized, man. You guys energize us. Next. I'll take names. People who haven't spoken. Anupji, Bhardwaj from Fabric, Vishwajit Ghosh from Fabric, and
When would be our next session, class?
say again. Somebody asked a question. Can you speak louder, please?
Yeah. When would be our next session? Are they going to differ by the certification name?
Okay. So next week, again, we are planning to conduct one last session. In between registration already started, but last, demo session we are going to conduct next Saturday.
Avantika, you didn't ask him what time will be kept because you're from US.
Just I'm asking what would be next
It
game plan. That's all.
Depending upon where you're from, it's 11 o'clock in my place. So it must be, if you are from New Jersey, New York, it might be 12
No, I'm
midnight.
PST 9.
Oh wow, you are lucky. You're really lucky. So yeah, I mean, we'll keep it at a time when it's comfortable to both the Indian and global audience.
Yeah, time doesn't matter. Just I'm asking, like this session's going to be weekly, right? So
Saturday,
how
yeah.
does it?
Sunday.
Yeah.
The time. See, we are planning to deliver this session weekend 9 to 11 a.m. IST.
Good.
Okay. Anyone else? I'm going to take names. Vishwajit Ghosh, Dipanshu ji. You are already a part of one of the batches. Millie ji, Pramila, R. Abhishek, Sharat, Srinivas, Shishlipta, Upendra.
Good morning, sir. Arad sir.
हाँ जी
Yes.
बोलिए.
Sorry, actually, what is the AI impact? So we are doing and creating pipelines in this DevOps manually.
Hmm.
So is there any AI impact on this Azure DevOps?
If you are Virat, this one you have to take up. This one because it makes me laugh because when you're creating pipelines manually and you have multiple pipelines, I can guess what the state of the bosses are. So please take up this question because
So,
I'm enjoying it a little bit. I'm understanding the difficulty also, but it's your question.
Virat, there's an interview scheduled for Virat.
Acha, acha,
So,
acha. Yeah, yeah. Ardaji, please explain what happens
yeah.
when you do it manually. I think you explained in one of the
So,
slides, but yeah.
yeah. So first, guys, if anyone who is working on the legacy tool, technology, or platform, definitely you'll be replaced by AI. But if you're using some demanding platform like cloud data and AI is also a cloud-based solution, right? So if you're using cloud data and AI, so definitely there'll be impact, but not too much compared to any other traditional tool, technology, or platform. If you're doing manual activity, definitely you'll be replaced by AI or system. But if you're designing the solution, if your things are automated, there'll be less impact.
Acha, let me ask you guys one question. You have asked us a lot of questions. Can I ask one question, guys?
Yes,
Hello?
Arun.
No, no, I want somebody else to say. Maybe Aventika, maybe Ajay, maybe somebody else. Can I ask you a question, guys? Bhardwaj
Yes, sir.
Jagdish ji,
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
हाँ थोड़ा मोटिवेशन दिखाओ है जोश उपेंद्र जी yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we have Vaishnavi. She's brilliant. She's one of the brilliant people in the industry for a variety of reasons. She's certified on Databricks, certified on Fabric. She's done other stuff. Let me ask her a question because she's one of us. I can joke with her a little bit. So Vaishnavi, or anybody else for that matter, Avantika ji, जब भी AI इतना बढ़ जाएगा, when the AI will grow fast, Baba, why should I do DevOps? It is useless to do DevOps, na? AI will do DevOps. Why are we learning DevOps? If AI will do everything tomorrow, AI will cook my food, AI will sing a song for me, AI will do my DevOps. What is happening because of DevOps? Why do you think AI will not take up all DevOps jobs? I think nobody should do this course. It was a good seminar, it was good slides, exercises, practical, everything was good, but DevOps is going to, AI is going to eat me up.
Yeah, we would
Is,
still need to orchestrate. We would still need human supervision.
so, guys, Vaishnavi gave a good clue to the answer because AI, all that it is doing is any AI, where it is your coffee maker, is it AI or whatever AI you use, it is saving your time. What happens when you save time? It increases your productivity, right? When so today, many enterprise, almost everybody, sooner or later, they will start doing more projects. So today because of today in my environment, if I was able to handle 4 projects or 3 projects, tomorrow I'll be able to handle 15. The people who are handling 15 will be able to handle 30 or 50 or 100. So the projects in the industry are going to multiply because you're saving time, your productivity will increase. So all that AI is doing is there'll be more requirement, not less requirement, more and more requirement of people who can do automation, governance, follow DevOps best practices, learn about the tools. So these tools, the importance of these tools will actually multiply tenfold, 15-fold, 100-fold. The more and more it grows, and Already, Azure is the most popular cloud form, along with us. The what did he say? If you're paying attention, Arthur said it's growing at a super fast rate. I think that it doesn't matter. I don't care about the percentage as long as it's more than 30%. Arthur gave a number during the presentation. So, guys, this will multiply. So, if I, regardless of whether I'm a fabric, like in this case, Vaishnavi is a fabric engineer or data, or also a Azure data engineers. Now, if she has DevOps skills, CI/CD skills, those kind of skills, her value will be triple fold. Anybody who's offering her, X amount of money today, I can guarantee you that those people will be understanding the value that they're getting in about a year's time. If somebody is expecting a value in like 1 month or like in first 15 days, it does not happen. Over the period of time, if any employer understands her value, they will be offering her 3x the money she's getting now. I am not kidding here. It is going to multiply your value is going to compound over time. So that I gave my own answer. Because people are, whether they do, even if they are doing data bricks or fabrics or technology, they ask, Arey Baba, AI will come, it will eat my this, it will eat my that. No, it's not going to happen. And there's no harm in learning it a little bit. When you're learning, you can ask Arda, hey, could I have could we have, if many people tell together, could we have a specialized session on Jira? Could I have a small session on AI? In March, I cannot promise a date right now. I am categorically saying that I'm going to start. We have a group called AI Get Ready AI group. We have at least 100 plus certifications that people have already done for free. We will lead that group one more time to help everybody. Yes, you're learning Azure DevOps. We'll do it 100% perfect. Apart from it, you have the ability, you have the access to the COE where we'll have very specialized seminars, and you'll be blown away with the delivery of the seminars that we have. I'm not going to say more about it. I'm just waiting for the March thunder, because we are going to have those opportunities open to everybody in the Azure batches. Okay. Any last minute questions, guys? Before, I know you guys have been very patient. You have been sitting for a long time. You've been understanding the slides, looking at the market, looking at everything. Any other last minute questions, guys? Very quick. I know many of you are sitting here. Some of you have data engineering background. Guys, I'm telling you, if you do not understand CI/CD, how we do it, what are the best practices, you can please write down my name and give it to your interviewer and say, yes, Arun told me that it was important to learn CI/CD. If you are going for a senior data engineer, without this, you are not, you can definitely probably get inside, but at a low band. But if you are multi-skilled, yes, you can confidently ask, sir, based upon my skills, based upon my experience, and based upon how we've interviewed, here's what I deserve. And no, even before you ask, people are going to place you in a higher band. That's a reality. And how do I know it? I speak across the board with the COE members every single day, night, day, evening, afternoon. That's what I do best. Okay, one or two last minute questions, guys.
I have like maybe dumb question. See, but we are learning everything. But they don't need experts or only because if everything we learn, we know surface level knowledge only, right? I mean, if something broken, we are I mean, some expert. I mean, we go to specialist doctors, right? We don't go every time normal.
Correct. You are correct. Absolutely correct. We don't have to specialize in everything, but we have to know enough to make a difference. Today, the market, the nature of the market that is emerging is at least two skills you have to master. For example, if you're like, for, see data. For example, I know you where you're coming from. If you are analyst, obviously you have to master engineering skills. Data analyst jobs, they are still there, they're out there, there are many jobs out there in data analysis, but the money that you can make in those jobs are diminishing every single day. They are diminishing because they want people to know more. They want to have people who can not only do the front end visualization using Excel, SQL, Power BI or Tableau. They want people to have ingestion to transformation end-to-end skills. That's the reality. Similarly, people who are data engineers, if they know, you have to today at least you have to have when Arda says multi-skill, that does not mean that I have to know English and I have to know French and I have to know Spanish and I have to know 7 languages. No. What he's saying is at least two things you have to learn which are complementary to each other. You're not saying I'm a cricketer, I'm also a footballer. No.
Okay, got it.
You have to learn best of the skills that are complementary to each other, because today when you go to organizations, you're saying, hey sir, the value, when people say, tell me about yourself, right? Normally people say, my name is Jagdish and I have got a bachelor's degree in blah 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 with 3 years of experience, blah blah. I worked here, blah blah. Previously I worked at this, now I work at this company. Yeah, fine, everybody says that, right? They are looking for, where do you add value? What is it that you bring to the table? And if I'm able to convince them that what I bring to the table is my core skills are XYZ, but I have strong skills in MNOP as well. Not MNOP, but just two skills that I'm known for. The primary skill is this XYZ. Let's say it is data engineering in your particular case, but I'm very well aware of how governance and automation and this stuff works. Because so that's your value add. So now an employer knows, hey, I don't have to look for two people. I can give him, instead of giving 15 lakhs plus 15 lakhs is equal to 30 lakhs for two people. Let's say this is a junior position. Instead of giving 30 lakhs, why don't I give one person 25 and it's and have such people hired. So when you have more than one skill, it matters. It matters in today's competitive market. That's a reality. If you want to if you want to try this out, go for the interview, Jagdish, or anybody who has done Databricks or Fabric or whatever. Please go to the interviews. Please go to 4 interviews, right? Random. Don't go there for getting selected. Go there for getting practice and getting tested. You will realize if you are going for a senior data engineer and if they don't ask you questions on governance, automation, CI/CD, if they don't ask you, I will give you a course for free. How about that?
Yeah, I know because see, even my previous project also,
Exactly.
some bunch of developers they allocated to DevOps team because we want to work closely, right? Because
correct.
So they don't have developer knowledge, so
So
they
nobody is
they used to work on the DevOps things.
correct. So nobody is saying ki I have to know this also plus that also plus this. No. Now, if you go to a startup, see, you can be in a startup, you can be in a GCC, you can be a service-oriented company, you can be a product-oriented company. What truly happens there is especially if you're in a startup, you got to wear multiple hats. That's a reality. Because they have a runway, they are budget, they are limited on budgets until they grow better, more in size. So therefore they will really appreciate if a person knows more than one skill, and can manage both. Now they are not expecting you to be experts at it, because if they expect that, that'll be foolishness from their side. If they expect people to wear multiple hats and they have shifting priorities every single day, twice in a day, and expect everybody to be 100% on everything, that's a bad expectation to have.
Yeah, correct.
but
Yeah,
but
that's what I want
but
to.
but the reality is, if you have more than, especially if you're going for startups, if you have more than one skill, it's great to have. There are very rare people, uh, I know, like I know many people, like we have Lakshmi, we have Vaishnavi, we have Prem Sai, excellent guys. I mean, these are, I mean, I can name like 10 people like that, excellent people. If they join an organization, they will be like amazing, amazing. I mean, if you give them time, they will show you the very best they got.
Okay. Yeah, why I'm asked this question is, see, I'm I'm, right, I'm doing the fabric program. So some, like when I attended, sometimes people are asking, oh, we want to, I mean, you have a Snowflake knowledge, you have Databricks knowledge. See, there in the data engineering space itself, they are asking multiple technologies.
No,
So again,
see,
these all,
Jagdish, that's a different story.
yeah.
So where you are today is you have done one course, right? Now, see, you have done projects, you have a portfolio and showcase also. You have to sit down and chapter by chapter, you have to make notes. You have to ask, for example, in this particular case, Surya has created like guides, and I am pretty sure, I'm 500% sure that you have not gone through the questions yet. For example, when you're in fabric, without, you have to you have to spend time with the PySpark. If you're not spending time with PySpark, so many people who have done the courses, what they do is, I did my course, I was present, I ticked mark. If I ask them, have you done? And same for Ardha's courses. Excellent, man. They're brilliant. Ardha is not an average guy. He's an enterprise architect with master experience. Now, these people give you, for example, you when you talk about PySpark, there were 13 exercises that were given at the end of PySpark. Not one single student has completed all 13 exercises, and they were pretty simple exercises. Every exercise will take probably an hour. If a student cannot devote 1 hour for himself or herself, when it can change their life and when it can make 2 to 2.5x difference in the career and salaries, you tell me how any instructor in the world, you can go to Bill Gates himself, you can go to Ali Ghodsi from Databricks himself, you can go to uh, uh, Tim Cook from Apple, or whosoever the new guy, and yet you will not learn anything if you don't do the exercise. So where you are is, you are at a good place where you have completed stuff. Now, when you take practice interviews, you will understand, acha, they're asking this, acha, they're asking that. So now you collect a pattern and come to us. Now you are in the best position to work with global career services. You are in the best position to work with me. You share the JDs. I will, before you take the interview, share the JDs. We will help you work with the kind of questions they'll give. So even if you're not getting a 10 out of 10, we prepare you for 10 out of 10, but you don't have to do 10 out of 10. Even if you're getting 80%, you're good enough to get shortlisted and get through.
Okay.
Right? And this is exactly what happens in others classes. And that is why Ardha and I sat down one day and said, hey, if we take everybody, many other people, we just sleeping, lazy, some friend, some function, some, oh, I'm from Japan, I'm from China, my timing is not, some excuse. But let me take, I told Aradhya, let me take top, not top. I don't say top meaning when I said if the people were present in the classes, let me lead a batch of 10 people, 15 people, whatever number of people, and make sure they have the right knowledge which you have already given. Now let me prepare them towards certification. Now let us prepare them towards mock sessions. So it's a partnership. In a partnership, you are equal, right? We are mentoring you, but we are hoping that people give us the same amount of energy. Like Arda has been speaking for 2 hours without. I have been speaking for some time. If we don't get the same energy from the crowd, then like okay, you know, that's why I keep on saying, "Hi Josh." So JPS, if you have the Josh, you come to me. I can and will change everything for you. You start talking to me from tomorrow. Every day you get up and say, Arun, good morning, Arun, good evening. Once in the morning, once in the evening. I'll work with you on the questions and you see the difference. Because that difference has been created in the lives of many people, and you know most of those people. I will give you names. I'll give you a list of 10 names. You talk to these people. You talk to a guy called Nagaraja, gem of a person. You talk to Vaishnavi, brilliant. You talk to, I mean, there's so many names I can't even, like, it's not even, you talk to Surya himself, man. Many people are getting multiple offers, not just one. Okay. Sorry for me getting that's how I behave when I get very excited, because I know what these people deliver. I know what Surya delivers. I know what Ardha delivers. I know what Virat does. So if we partner together, we'll make a difference together. Together we can and together we will. That's my motto. It has been my motto for last many years. Together we can and together we will.
No, this why I said, like, I asked this question is, see, I have a bad experience like earlier. Like, see, I initially started database developer, then Snowflake, then again they moved me to Azure Data Engineer. Okay, I thought they give some hand holding or they give some time. It's happened like to 2022. Though I joined as a Snowflake developer, they put me into Azure Data Engineering. So I thought they give some time or some hand holding. They're expecting like a expert knowledge, because based on my overall experience, they're expecting okay, you have this much experience, we are expecting this much. So I said I knew.
Yeah, and we will talk offline at length about it. I don't want to,
no, I understand. Just
here's what
that is my
got you understood.
point.
So what I want to say, today the market is moving fast, and because of that, many organizations, whether it is a startup or mid-size, or they are competing, and they are out there for talent. They don't mind spending extra money for getting the right talent in their organization. So nobody, for example, if you went to your senior and said, hey, you've been working so many years, can you help me? Now the problem is, they definitely want to help you, they want to be good to you, but the realistic problem is, because I have spoken to many individuals, they just don't, they cannot carve out 1 hour or 2 hours in, like, if you say, hey, hey, for even if you talk to your like seniors like Vaishnavi, like Nagaraja, everybody will say, hey Vaishnavi, you did such good projects, wow, your knowledge in, you have cleared this certification, can you help us? Now the problem is, she would love to do that, or Nagaraja would love to do that, or Surya will love to carve some time, but everybody has full-time jobs and they're so busy that they have decided to the job is the first priority, right? Mentoring becomes a secondary or tertiary priority. So it's I mean we can talk about these kind of things separately, but that's what happens. So hand holding within your organization has become very limited, because today if I can find somebody from a place who is certified and who has the knowledge and skills, let's say he's an Ardha student, I would rather hire an Ardha student over anybody else that is doing DevOps, because I know the quality that's delivered by Ardha. So I know if he's coming from Ardha, or if he worked with Virat in the past, he's going to be the best, one of the best.
Yeah, Arun, I'm already attending the architecture course.
Gotcha.
3 months.
But please don't just attend. Make sure you are one of the top 5 in the quizzes. Make sure, even if you are not in the top 5, does not matter. You ask questions, sir, how it is done in the, sir, this much I'm not clear. You reach out every day. I'm telling you a secret, which I'm not telling anybody else, because very few people are remaining right now. You every day you get up, right? Follow this mantra. I'm not joking. It might sound like a big joke. You get up in the morning and say, Adya sir, good morning. I have one question. You ask one question every day. At the end of 2 months of the course, you'll be one of the best. You write my name there.
Got it.
You literally, and you do it to anybody. You say, Surya sir, I will only take 5 minutes of your time every alternate day, or every day only 5 minutes of your time. You tell me what time. If you tell me night, I'll be ready for the night. If you tell me early morning, I'll be ready for early morning. 5 minutes I'll spend with you. You guide me. And I can tell you at the end of whatever duration of the class, you will be one of the top performers in the class. That's how people like Nagaraja, people like Lakshmi, brilliant girl. Vaishnavi, amazing. Because we remember these people, because these people have done an outstanding job. They have interacted with us many number of times. They were sincere. They worked silently in the background. They worked very openly by asking questions. But whenever they worked, they gave their very best. They were all in. Either you're all in, and that's how you become better than everybody else. Adya, do you agree with me? I mean, do you have any other?
I'm 100% aligned with you, Arun.
Yeah, you have to be all in. If I'm learning something from other, if I come to you myself, let's say I'm a big, big guy somewhere. I own a company, or I manage a company, or I own 5 companies. But when I come to Aradhya's class, my only role is what? I'm not a VP. I'm not a CTO. I'm not a CEO. I'm not a director. I'm not a data engineer. What am I? I am here to learn for 2 months. I'm giving them a time, and I'm a student. There's a gentleman. There's a very renowned gentleman in I think it's in Jaipur. His name is Dr. Sachin. Right? Sorry. I'm wrong. He's a CA by profession. He's been in training and teaching industry from a long time. He's a practitioner CA. When he sat in the classes, he sat like an ordinary student with humility, and he was the person who attended every single class of Ardha without fail. He did every single exercise without fail. You can talk to him. Yeah, Ardha, please give them the Sachinji's details. He owns an institute. He teaches CA CFA classes, but he himself sat down and did the entire. There are a couple people who are elderly people from US. And they have sat down in Radha's classes like a student and got the best out of it. And they are the people who have attended every class, every single class. Adiji, can you remind me of the name? Is his name Nick or something, or Vic? I cannot remember. Nick, a beautiful gentleman, a wonderful gentleman. He probably, you guys might be probably half his age, all of you guys. But he's so dedicated and devoted to learning. Now, he doesn't have to. but he is doing it. Why? Why is somebody like a CA, a reputed established CA who is a global known name, Sachin ji? Why is he doing such? Dr. Sachin Jain, his name is, right?
Yes, Dr.
He's one of
Sachin.
the Dr. Sachin. He's wonderful amount of practice he has done. If you talk to him, say he will say, I'm not even a technology guy, but I know so much about technology. He will make you feel shy, and he probably is like a, I don't know. I don't want to talk about his age, but he's an elderly gentleman also. He's not a newbie. He owns his own company. So guys, it will take a little bit time. Right now, we are all adjusting to new developments. We are adjusting to the fast pace of the market. But all of us are going to reach there. Have patience, practice daily. So 2 months of hard work will lead you to best results. And the strategy. That's why Global Career Services, you work with me, guys. You work with me. I don't even care whether you have joined any course. Please work with me. I will show you how to achieve your goals. But please be sincere. I do not work with if I find an iota of insincerity in person, I do not speak to those people at all. You cannot give me 1 crore of rupees to buy me. I do not work with people for money. I do not make 1 single rupee from anything that we do in the COE, but I will help you if you reach out to me, day or night. Okay. Anybody else, guys? We have one quick question. We need to wrap up, guys, because Arda has been speaking for a lot of time, and I feel we have taken a lot of advantage of dear Arda and Virat. And these guys have interviews and other things going on. We have a lot of people that we are preparing for interviews, certifications, things like that, guys. So one last question, guys. Please go ahead.
When this course will start?
Very good
So
question.
registration is already going on. The classes will start from 14th.
So Ardhaji, what in the group that you have, can you, Ardhaji, this is a very basic question, and sorry I forgot it. Very basic question. Please tell us how, suppose I want to join. Let's say I'm a student or I'm a newbie. How do I very quickly enroll today? How do I do that? Please tell me. Like, can I go to your website or should I like do this? And you can stop the record. You can stop the recording if you want, and explain to people very quickly how to do that. Because I know there are a couple methods by which you can save money for the people.